Yo, what's up? What's up? Welcome. Got Yellow and movie aficionados in the house. What's going on?
Yeah.
And I want to say, what up, Yellow? I wasn't trying to ignore you backstage. I was rambling. I was on my rambling mode.
Don't lie, you were ignoring him. We know that, bro.
Nah, man. I was, but I wasn't intentionally doing
it. Yeah, I was like, fuck you. How you guys doing, man? Doing good?
Yeah, good. Really good, man. Really, really good.
All right. Glad you guys came in tonight. So, as you guys seen, and I spoke about this movie so much already, but
it's getting to be a lot.
It really is. But I was so interested in what Josh had to say when I asked him if he liked it. So, Josh, since I spoke about it, I'm sure Yellow spoke about it already.
Yep.
What did you think about Black Widow?
Well, definitely, guys, go check out my review. It's pretty funny, and it's a little clickbaity too, because based on the title, I put that it's amazing, but not in the way that you think. It's amazing how bad it is. It was so bad, and I cannot believe it. I literally, I was shocked. I was like, wow. Like, from frame one, there was a couple parts in the beginning I liked, but towards the end, too, and the second act to the end, I was like, I can't believe this is it. I can't believe this is what we've been waiting like a year and a half past the pandemic for. Like, I honestly, and man, I'm going to go like, nerd
you and Danny,
when I say
this. You and Danny are on the same page, but go ahead.
Well, no, I might want to rewatch Captain Marvel before I watch this one ever again, man. Like, it was that boring to me, and I don't even know if it's which one's a better movie. But I don't want to ever see this in movie ever again.
Come on.
What did you not like about it?
I didn't. Oh, it's just so obnoxiously boring. Just scenes of people talking and rambling, super slow pacing. Most action scenes with terrible shaky cam where I can't follow like where the action is. It looked like it was rushed and slapped together. Like it was worse than like a Paul Greengrass, like Born Identity.
You absolutely did not watch this movie. You absolutely did not watch this
I was in the theater.
There's no way. This movie. You were doing something else.
Not every action scene like that, but no, but there were just some that looked really bad. Just a lot of the stupid dialogue, a lot of the bad humor. And then I won't even talk about.
I can agree with you on a lot of the humor.
I won't even talk about. Obviously, I knew the villain. Are we doing spoilers?
Or yeah. What are we doing? Well, you can do spoilers. Yeah, you can do everything.
Yeah, I knew that Taskmaster. The second I saw his daughter blow up, I was like, "Oh, that's good. That's the Taskmaster right there." I actually knew, like, immediately before the second act happened. I'm like, "What's the stupidest thing they could possibly do?" And that was it. Ray Winstone, I was just like, who is this guy? He like cocked his hand back. I have a pheromone to protect me from your punches. I'm like, this is so lame. It's like something from the 90s I would see. Like, I can't believe they showed us this shit. Like, I expected something along the lines of the Winter Soldier, which is one of the best. It's like one of my top. It wasn't like that. That middle scene with the prison, come on, Yellow, you got to admit that prison scene was one of the worst. Like, they're going to get out of there. You guys want to call F9 crazy? The way that they get out and take the Red Guardian out with a helicopter and the avalanche, and it went on and on and on forever. It's like, dude, get him out of there. And then she's taking the rocket launcher, she blows it up, and then she gets back in the helicopter. Nothing's taking the helicopter down, even though they're shooting it. I'm like, this is ridiculous, dude. That whole entire scene, especially when he's getting the tattoo, that was ridiculous. He's like, I'm so strong. Next guy, you have to end the scene at some point. You have to just cut it off, dude. Like, we get the point. I get it. He's really, really strong. I understand. You don't have to keep going on and on and on. All right, I'm done. I'm done with my rant. I'm gonna let you guys talk because I'm like,
no, keep going.
I'm not even halfway through the movie yet, bro. Take your time.
Yeah. Unless Yellow wants to counter with some things.
Yeah, I'll let you talk, my brother.
If you want to counter with anything,
the prison scene was great. Like, there was an incredible introduction to the Red Guardian, who I think they then ruined. like for the rest of the movie. And even though they misused him, he still had incredible moments. I don't understand how you like. The first two acts of this film are great. Now you want to take some issue with the fact that she's supposed to be a normal human and she's like super powered apparently. Fine, I could say they stretched the realms of reality. Nowhere near F9. You're out of your fucking mind making that comparison, bitch. They Tarzaned a car. It's not even like they planned on it. They were like, I'm gonna hook it up to this suspension system. I'm gonna reinforce the rope, and it was a fucking rope bridge. This is in the trailer. I haven't even watched the movie. I don't have to watch the movie. This is in the trailer.
It's not as bad. I'm saying.
What context are they going to provide? What context are they going to provide in the movie when I watch it in full length that explains how you can drive into a rope bridge and have the rope and with the stick grab into the axle and then allow for when the rope then goes taut it not to pull out of the other edge of the cliff and swing a car onto the what context are they going to?
That's the pinnacle of stupidity. I'm not saying
after that they drive a car into space.
I'm not saying Black Widow reaches that, but it's not
all right.
Like I'm just saying, like if you're gonna say XYZ,
you compared the two.
Look at Black Widow and be like that. And I apologize for not being more specific.
It's hyperbole.
Like you cool. Like your nuance. I know you know. I was going a little extreme. It
was quite a reach. They drove a car in space. They turned a steering wheel in a car in space, and it did stuff.
How fast is a helicopter? Is it going to get away from? And I don't want to make the comparison to F9. We're past that, but I will say that whole thing.
Yeah. It's James Bondy. It's action flick. I mean, how many times does Arnold Schwarzenegger get shot and just walk it off? You know what I'm saying? Yes, I can agree with you that the action was a bit. The suspension of disbelief was stretched, right? But in the confines of the MCU, it doesn't seem that crazy. It's not as though the MCU started off when they were. Never mind. I don't want to talk about the fact that the first Fast and Furious movie was about black market electronics. Never mind. It's not important. The point is that no,
let's not talk about F9 anymore at all.
Yeah, it's not important. It's not important. You're absolutely right.
No.
You're right. But like the introduction, I think, to the Red Guardian now, showing his super strength, showing his obsession with the comparison to Captain America, it speaks to his character. And I think getting the tattoo while doing the arm wrestling is a funny way to introduce him. I enjoyed it, man. He thought he going to beat me. Very funny accents, whatever. But it's very funny scene. You want to complain about some of the humor later, squeezing into the suit, whatever. Having all of the speech at the end that he wants to give to Nat or whatever, and I'm not her, stop being stupid. All of that kind of stuff they could have done without, and they could have actually had him be a badass at some point in the movie. Do I think he was misused? Yes, but I don't think that this movie is terrible. All this horrible, what? I don't even understand how you can say that this movie. I'd agree with some other people who have talked about this movie. Okay. This movie literally has some of the best acting from the supporting cast that we've ever seen. Like the entire cast is acting their asses off the whole movie. And I just don't know how you can look at that and be like, who cares? And until
there's some good acting. I was saying to his comment. I'm sorry, by the way. I was saying to his comment. Would I watch Wonder Woman 84 over Black Widow? Oh man, oof.
Wow, really?
Do I have to watch?
You have to question that.
I guess I'd take Black Widow over. Come on, I'll be logical. I'll be fair.
And the action in this movie is great. It's mad cool, yo. It's mad cool. You got
that
issue
kitchen
with
scene, dude. It looked really edited. It was edited so poorly. If you thought that was, you need the one where they're fighting in the kitchen where the two sisters. I was like, dude, the stunt doubles. I can't see one side or another. I can't see who's punching and kicking. Go rewatch that.
That's not true. I watched it twice. That's not true. It's not the raid. You know what I'm saying? It's not like the best action sequences. It's not the best action sequences ever made, but there certainly are much worse action sequences like this. They did a great job in that fight. And I love how they
bring that up because I love the raid. Is that why you brought that up?
I don't know anything about you, Josh. It's just I know that's one of the pinnacle action flicks. Like it has some of the greatest choreography. The Raid is why people love Into the Badlands because Lord knows that show is terrible, but the fighting is amazing.
I didn't see Into the Badlands.
You see,
go ahead. The fighting is amazing. Choreography in that show is top notch.
When I left Black Widow, I was like, I wasn't impressed. To be honest with you, I really was not impressed with the movie. There were action scenes where like, meh, But the best
You
part,
can't relate to women. I understand.
no.
You see
First
a
off,
woman on
hold
screen, you're
hold
like
on.
cooking,
First off,
cleaning,
your ass
sexing.
ain't even
What's
let me.
happening?
Well,
Your
I will
ass
Is
say
there
didn't
this.
even
anything
let me
else happening?
finish
Huh?
yet.
My fault. Go
Your
ahead. My
ass
fault. You're right.
wouldn't.
You're right.
Yes,
My fault.
thank
You're right.
you.
You're
The
right.
best part of the movie is the family dynamic. I
Fucking
love the
amazing.
chemistry between Natasha and her sister. You know, I love the
Mhm.
banter back and forth. But
It's great.
like I'd
And
have
Mom
to,
Dukes and Pop Dukes.
yeah, exactly. I like that too. But I'd have to say, like Josh, it was kind of underwhelming and kind of boring to me. And I've said it many times, that beginning montage with the song and everything, I'm sorry, it didn't work for me at
Nah, that shit
all.
is great. That
It
shit is
was
great.
Nah,
insulting.
that's
You
It
said it
was
the last time I
insulting.
talked to you when y'all was doing the watch party or whatever, and I was like, maybe. Did I wait and watch it again? That shit was amazing. Was it long? Yes, it was long. Was it
it was
clearly
long.
James Bond ripoff? Absolutely.
Yes.
They were obviously like, we're gonna pay homage to James Bond, and you know that because baby girl was watching Moonraker in the movie. It's just like they do this stuff. I get it. You feel what I'm saying? Is it the greatest thing ever made? No, absolutely not. It's middle tier MCU
It was
stuff, but it's
very,
still
very
it was very
cringy.
impressive.
I thought that
Cringy.
that opening was so cringy. Just watching like the
Didn't like it
news over
either.
the it's very disrespectful. R.I.P. Kurt Cobain, man. Like I'm a big
Disrespectful.
yeah, very much so. It was just like
How?
off
What are you
beat,
talking
off
about?
kilter.
Yeah,
It
I'm,
just
I'm
wasn't even.
curious to know
And
the
what was the
disrespectful.
point of the song though?
What do you
in
mean
the
by off
context of that?
kilter? Like you gotta
But
actually
Smells Like
say
Teen
something when you
Spirit.
use these words.
Yeah.
It's
You
like
got to go
what?
back to the disrespectful. How was it disrespectful?
I don't
What was the
understand.
point of using? What was the point of using "Smells Like Teen Spirit" to open this movie? Like, where's the context there with one thing or another thing? Like, it didn't fit to me. It just didn't seem like it made
I
any
don't really know
sense.
what that song is about. What is the song about?
What was the song about? It's about like
Yeah.
teen angst, teenage angst. You never heard "Smells Like Teen Spirit"?
I've heard it. I've never thought about what it meant. It just sounds good.
What up, Tony?
Is it a
It's
coming of age story? Because that's essentially, I mean, it is kind of this story. This movie is not a coming of age story, but it has
not really.
coming of age elements. It is about growing up and growing apart. You know what I'm saying?
To
Is
an
that part
extent,
of
but
the?
it's also like a mishmash of like Kurt Cobain kind of just did what he. It is kind of like that, like teenage angst, but not really.
I mean, it's not Kurt
age.
Cobain, right? It's a cover, so.
Yeah, it was a cover.
And that's bad immediately. That makes it bad.
Good,
okay.
No, the cover itself wasn't that good, and it makes it more underwhelming when the film ends. And Anza, you said you left the movie like underwhelmed, dude. I left the movie, and literally everybody else that left after that after credit scene. Holy shit, dude! Like it was just like everybody was laughing, everybody was confused, and I didn't understand what the after credit scene meant. I know we're doing spoilers, so we can talk about it. I get that they're setting up the Hawkeye TV show. But it was just so terrible. I can't believe they ended it like that either. One of my least favorite characters is Julia Louis-Dreyfus's character. I can't stand her. And I guess they're going to put Hawkeye against Yelena. I was just like, dude, like, that's where you're reaching towards. I don't even want to watch that show.
But to me, you see, the Hawkeye versus Yelena stuff makes sense to me. That just makes sense that they would try to manipulate her to think that, Hawkeye killed Black Widow. Now, how they know that is the question, right? Well, how they know that is
people
the question.
Talk, right? People
I'm
talk.
not interested in it at all. I'm not excited for it. That made me less excited for the actual show, if I'm being honest with you.
So you don't want to see Florence Pugh as Yelena Belova at all. You're not even interested in anything with her character moving forward or anything like that. You don't care about any of it.
I think she was the best part of the movie.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I love Florence Pugh. I think she's great. I loved her in Fighting with My Family. I loved her in Midsummer. All that. She's definitely the best part of the movie. But no, fighting. It's like, oh, Hawkeye, did you kill my sister? Even though she sacrificed herself. Yeah, I have no interest in seeing that. I mean, I'm sure. Hopefully, they have something else. That's what I'd say about the Hawkeye show. Hopefully, there's other elements to it.
There was probably a debriefing. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I guess they could always explain something like that, right? But I'm just saying, like, whatever. It makes sense that they did that. I guess I was kind of hoping for something different as a end trailer, but speculation was that that's what we were gonna get because it was supposed to come out before Falcon and Winter Soldier, right? So. Yeah, so maybe that's why the end credit scene was a little underwhelming to some people. But I mean, for me, just certain things, man. She's diving through the sky and shit at the end. After
Yo, that shit was
watching it
great, bro.
again,
That shit is mad cool, son. That shit
visually
is mad
it was.
cool. That's it.
Visually it was.
That's what it was there for. That's what it was there for.
Bro.
And they did a great job.
When she falls off of the roof, bro, she hits like 3 things, and then
First of all, she doesn't fall off of the roof. She catches herself on the window, slows down, which completely stops her momentum, then slips, falls maybe 10 feet, bang, falls another 10 feet, bang, falls another 10 feet, bang. Like that's a thing. It breaks her fall. It slows down her momentum. That's not true. That's not true. The girl who fell straight from the peak of the pipe didn't die. She was just fucked up. Like, so why would somebody who broke their fall on the way down?
But you're breaking your fall. You're breaking your fall on metal. Are you kidding me?
Metal that's kind of what happened in the beginning too. They did like a John Wick 3 type of thing, where like in the beginning when she goes to look at the girl who broke her leg or whatever, she fell. Like you're gonna break something.
It was a John Wick.
Not fall, necessarily. No, you don't have to break. There are people who were tossed by tornadoes and just kind of fell and woke up scraped and bruised and shit. They don't have no broken bones. Tossed by tornadoes, woke up 2 miles from their house. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so it's not necessary that someone's gonna fall and break stuff just because when you slip on a battle in the basketball court, you pull your hamstring. Like, she's peak physical condition. You can't compare your regular life to her. Stop it. This is ridiculous.
I ain't comparing my life to her. I'm comparing normal human being. Normal human being.
She's
life
not normal.
To that.
She's not normal. She's not normal.
In the show, she is. She's a regular human.
That's not what they said. They said she was chosen as an infant because of her certain genetic markers.
Right. That doesn't mean she has superpowers.
My issues aren't even,
but neither did John Walker. Y'all didn't have no problem with John Walker being able to do a lot of things he did before the super soldier serum, did you? No. You know why?
Yes, Man,
I understand. I get it. I hear you.
But he never fell from
exactly. But it's impossible for Natasha to do it. I understand. You didn't care. You didn't care about John Walker. No one cares. But it's impossible for Natasha. I understand.
Well, what did he do? He was on top of the train.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
Just amazing. Just incredible all the time.
Super
reflexes. Strong as shit. Yeah, he was. He did all kinds of. He got his ass. Yes, but he did all kinds of miraculous shit before then.
Like what?
I don't even know.
Explain what he did.
Widow also got her ass kicked too. It's the same thing as what.
But can I say something else?
What was it?
What did he do that was so
everything that he did during the whole the trucks? Can I finish the sentence? Everything that he did during the whole truck sequence thing when they were where they were in Germany or something, they were stopping to get the vaccines. All of that stuff he did with the super fast reflexes and just everything that he was able to do during that whole truck fight scene. That was all amazing stuff, and people were like, how can he do that? Close. Super soldier serum. None of y'all have no problem with none of that, right?
Wasn't even close to what happened to Natasha on that truck scene. It wasn't nothing.
She fell. She got beat up. You're right. It wasn't close because she actually got hurt. We saw her bruised. She didn't land on her feet.
Yes, she did. She landed on her feet.
She landed in her 3-point stance. She landed in her weird 3-point stance that she always lands in, that Florence Pugh made fun of her for doing.
That's not
the same thing. That's not feet. You act like she was like, haha, yeah, we're good. No, she said yes, and then limped over to the girl like, all right, what's going on with you?
I'm gonna show it.
So my problem with the ending.
Take your time.
My problem with the ending wasn't even necessarily that. If I can move past, all right, she's flying through the air, she lands. It's just the resolution of both situations. First off, she was getting her fucking ass kicked by the Red Room, and it took Florence Pugh to save her with the little antidote. Yeah. She should have been kicking ass then. That should have been her moment of. Instead, she was fighting.
She was fighting very well for the beginning of that fight, and then they overwhelmed her because she is a human.
Yeah,
there was 70 of them, and they all the same as her.
I don't care. You're the Black Widow. This is your moment to rise up. Now you have to do it. And on top of that, with Taskmaster, it's like,
I'm so confused. So now she's too much of a superhero, and now she's not superhero enough. I don't understand what it is that you want.
Well, they're not consistent, right? If you're gonna make a fall like that,
I disagree.
And be able to survive.
No, I would have been okay with a fall. No, I'm in a different realm. I'm okay with a fall. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying I didn't like the fact because we're doing the fairy tale stuff. We're suspending our disbelief. She made it through. She survived. She's the Black Widow. No, she almost died to the other widows and her little sister.
To all of them, to a whole bunch of them after fending them off for a long time.
She's the best. She's the best of the best. This is her moment to rise up. This is where she needs to have her Captain Marvel moment, where she fucks everybody up and she proves why she's a step above the other widows. She's not, though. And also Taskmaster, the only reason why Taskmaster, why she stopped her is because she had one little thing left of the serum. That should have been another thing where she overcame in battle and just beat Taskmaster instead of, oh, isn't that so sweet?
You guys are watching this, right?
Isn't that so sweet?
Taskmaster was going toe to toe with the Red Guardian, bro. There's no way that she could just overcome the Taskmaster.
She had to use her wits.
Just
they
be
Yello,
should
you're
have
watching, right?
Banga, slow again. Banga again. Now, she's hurt. But look, 3-point stance, fam. 3-point stance.
More or less on her feet, bro. She had one
more or
hand
less on her feet.
ground.
No, it was a cut.
More or less
it was
on
a
her
cut,
feet,
fam. More or less on her feet.
That's exactly
and
what
the
that
momentum,
was.
son.
And okay, so hold on.
Split the difference.
This.
It's between us then. It's between us then. How about that?
Yeah,
Split the
we'll
difference.
go with the difference.
Fine.
Watch this now.
Sure.
Okay, she bangs her head. She bangs her head on.
No. Back up. No. Back up. No, back up to where she grabs the windowsill, where she first stops all of the momentum. She grabs the windowsill.
But
you're not
going to stop enough momentum. Watch. I'm going to try and
yes, you do. That's exactly what stopping it is. The momentum is gone. It stopped completely.
Watch. Hold on.
Bang. She's done moving. Then she slips.
Right here.
Then she hits the thing. Sure.
Boom. Dead. Her head just bounced off. Her head just bounced off that metal piece.
Nah,
Anzo, this is the person that's
ventilation, bro.
Backwards.
That's ventilation. That's not the strongest, most sturdiest metal stuff in the world. Like it probably should have broke when she hit it.
So look how she hits this one. Watch her legs. Her legs would have been twisted up. Yeah. Her leg even twisted up when she hit it.
And Anzo, right? This is the woman who like got her ass kicked by the widows somehow. We're talking about consistency. Like this is the chick.
And then there. I'm sorry, but that is absolutely ridiculous.
You just I don't look. Listen, is it a bit of a stretch? Sure, but it's nothing like everything that James Bond ever does in any of his movies. Let's be serious.
We're talking about Marvel. We're not talking about James Bond.
Right? But do you have the same kind of complaints for James? No, you don't. Why?
If I do, yes, I do. 100%.
Depends from movie to movie, I guess.
No, 100% I do.
Sure. Maybe
certain things. I sat there and watched fucking Fast 9, and I was like, "Yo, this is some bullshit, bro."
But that's because Fast 9 is ridiculous. That's because it's ridiculous. We got Josh said he accidentally invoked it. We shouldn't bring it up. Dominic Toretto stomped on a bridge. Come on, man. Like when you show me, all right, sure.
Right? Then we got the fucking car scene flipping over.
Yeah, but like I said,
that was a bit much. The beginning, that was a bit much. I mean, she got a lot of beatings, man. But like, that's what these action stars do. They get a lot of beatings. I'm not rubbing up against that all hard like that. You feel what I'm saying? Especially when she then gets beat up by a whole bunch of people who had done the exact same training as hers. Like, I don't, what do you want? I don't know what is it exactly that you're looking for.
Mike from Road Comics said, I blame Christopher Nolan. Me too.
A good film.
I agree with Mike. 100%. Christopher Nolan started this shit.
Like just rambling and talking. Oh, sit there and drink wine just like for forever. Like you can do it, but just get out of the scene, man. Like I give you like 2 minutes.
What are you talking about? What scenes are you talking about exactly?
I'm talking about just like first we're sitting down, we're having wine, then we go to the gas station, then just more talking, more rambling, then we're on the plane talking, then we're on the fucking helicopter talking. It's like, do something with your fucking Marvel action movie. Dude, I'd rather watch a 2003. No, I wouldn't even go that far. That's fucked up. I was gonna say the Hulk movie, the 2003 Hulk movie, because at least something's going on in that shit.
Right. I don't. Yeah. All right. Sure. I get this. This explains why you probably love the Tomorrow War. Then I guarantee that shit is garbage. But sure, let's go. I'm gonna watch it and we'll see.
Actually, no, Tomorrow War's not, bro. You're gonna eat those words.
I've Tomorrow War a million times before I watch this.
You're gonna eat those words, bro.
We'll see. If I do, I do. If I do, I do. But I love the way they handled all of the character stuff, all the family stuff in this movie.
Me too.
And then at the end, the action sequence, when they get rid of all the character stuff, I'm like, it's unfortunate. And when they waste the Red Guardian, I think there are problems with the movie. None of them are. Nothing about this movie is terrible, horrible, and blah blah blah. All that bullshit, fam. It's a 7 out of 10, solid. Like there's no way that it's as bad as it. That's out of control. There's no way that this is. That's
I gave it a 6. Hey, Mara, how you
Okay.
doing?
Oh,
and
you
the
gave
action
it higher than
sequence
I
at the
thought,
end.
Bonzo.
All of the action sequence at the end is very, very cool, bro. It's like super dope shit that happens all throughout the end of that movie. So I don't like
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
flying
not
through
saying
the
it's
air
not. I'm
with the
not
people
saying
flying, with the
it's not.
soldiers falling and shooting and all of that stuff. Like, is it weird as fuck? Yeah, man.
Yes.
And it's just like all of the other comic book movies that they've made, right? It gets ridiculous at the end, but it was cool. It looked cool as shit. I don't know.
I'm glad you
I
enjoyed it,
enjoyed
man.
it, man.
Glad you had a good
I
time,
enjoyed it.
bro. I'm glad you did. I'm glad somebody did.
Hey man, from what I can tell, a lot of people did enjoy it. You know, there's a
Yeah,
few that of us that didn't. I'm not saying I didn't enjoy it. I'm just saying it wasn't anything special for me. I've said that over and over again. Like,
yeah.
and one thing I've said about me, I know you guys are talking about the comedy, right? But for me, I guess because I like the comedy because it hit. You know what I mean? I laughed at a lot of the fucking jokes that they talked about. I really did
No,
laugh, you know?
yeah. Rewatching it, the comedy wasn't as bad as I initially thought it was. I felt such a lacking because of how they misused Red Guardian that like it kind of tainted it. When I watched it the second time, and I thoroughly enjoyed it again. I appreciated what the Red Guardian did actually do in the movie as far as the family stuff. I think it was really well handled. That scene with him and fucking with all of them at the table and he just like
Yeah.
come on, let's have a good time, eat, you know, like it really
Mhm.
speaks to the opposite of
Sorry,
what he was saying
yeah.
about how he felt about the assignment that he was given. Like there's a lot of layers there that I feel like that was handled very well. I think Kate Shortland directed the shit out of the first two acts of that movie. And then in the third act, it became a Marvel movie, and maybe, and I guess her inexperience and Marvel's tendency to stick to the formula does kind of it makes it less interesting. Absolutely,
Right.
yeah.
Because
no way.
even though I liked the jokes, right? As I watched it the second time, I seen where, you know, you get a serious scene and then a joke again.
Right.
And I'm like,
Right.
even though I
time.
laughed, but when you see it again, it's like you laugh and it's like, oh, okay, so I get it. Yeah, they're doing the serious thing and then joke. They did it all the time, like
over
even
and over again. They have a serious problem. Villains and ruining the tension with humor are the two biggest MCU issues, and they need to fix it moving forward. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
But the character stuff has always been their strength, and they fucking play into it. And this shit is another example of the strength with making our heroes enjoyable to watch. I don't understand where Josh is coming from with all of this. Like they just talking, I'm bored and blah blah blah. Like I don't get it, fam. I'm just even on the second time where I know what's gonna happen, right? It's like crazy that I struggle with. I don't know, man. I don't know, because I loved when they were talking. I mean, every time all of the characters spoke to each other, it really was reminiscent of the setup that they gave with the opening scene for this movie. Like they really set up each character perfectly. Aside from the villain characters, they were mishandled. They set up all of our hero characters, or all of our main characters, or sub, whatever the fuck you want to call them, perfectly, and then they kind of played out through the rest of the movie. Man, I don't know. I need to understand what the beef is with the characters with the character interactions, fam. I need to understand what the beef is with the boring parts that you call it.
It's a bit much. Say what you need to say and move on. From a writer's perspective, dude, when I write my dialogue, man, I get these are the points that I need to make. This is what I need to say about the character, and then it's said, and then you move on. And then maybe you have another action scene after that. Don't just go from like one character scene to another character scene to another character scene to another character scene with no action in between. Do your character stuff in the middle of your action, or just cut it a little bit on each end if you want to, and make the pacing go faster. Because like, dude, just sitting there watching these, I love Florence Pugh, Scarlett Johansson, you know, great actresses, but get to the point. You know, it's like, oh, would you like to have a dog? Like when you're, and then you see the dog. Okay, oh, isn't that great? And then like, what did you think about what happened? You know, oh, what did you think about that? But on and on and on. Okay, you can do that to a marginal amount or a moderate amount even. But the extent that they took it just like, I didn't fall asleep. I will say that.
Really
I'm shocked
understand
that I didn't fall asleep. I stayed awake the whole time. I was focused the whole time, but it was a movie where I was like, dude, this is just like a nightmare.
You see, I wouldn't go that far, and
Wow.
it's in my top 10. It broke number 10. It's right at
Really?
number 10. Yeah, absolutely. But
Wow.
you saying it's
Oh,
better.
Anzo, you like it. You like better than I did a lot. Then I thought you were on the same page as me. Then.
No, I liked it more than you because you said fucking you'd rather watch Captain Marvel than that, and I'm like, oh,
No,
hell
I'm
to
being
the fucking
facetious
no.
too. I'm being facetious,
Yeah,
but in the
there's
same
lots
vein,
of
I'm like,
hyperbole in what he's saying.
I would hope so.
in the
because
same
Captain,
vein, I'd have to think about what I'd want to see again. If you sit there and like put me in like a room, like, what would you rather watch right now if I put a gun in your head?
You guys
the
talk.
answer's
I'm
neither.
gonna.
I don't want to.
You guys talk.
either of
I'm
them.
gonna tell you what movies I think it's better than. All right. While you guys talk, hold on.
Oh, should I do a top 10? I should do a top 10 MCU. Oh, I already there's some I can name.
But I'm gonna give you my list. What that I think it's better than.
The answer is I don't want to watch either. Like,
that shit is crazy. You people are nuts. You people are nuts, bro. I'm absolutely throwing on Black Widow again before I watch Captain Marvel. I can't even. And there are things that I like about Captain Marvel. It's not like I think Ben Mendelsohn is great in that movie. You feel what I'm saying? Like Jude Law does fine, you know what I'm saying, and even though Nick Fury is like just not Nick Fury, I thought watching Samuel Jackson be Samuel Jackson in the MCU, I thought that was fun to do, you know what I'm saying. But like,
so where would you put Captain Marvel if like not ranking it, but middle of the
Captain
pack,
Marvel's at the
bottom of the
bottom.
pack? Okay,
no, Captain Marvel is close. It's fucking Thor: The Dark World.
It's still at the bottom. Okay, cool.
Yeah, but the MCU is great though. Like, you gotta understand, is it the greatest film franchise in history? Obviously, but do they make like the most cinematic, greatest fucking The Godfather, The Irishman, Goodfellas? No, they don't. That's not what they do, right? But they make incredible comic book movies, absolutely amazing comic book movies, fam. And they do it consistently, and they're all connected, which is a feat that we've never seen before. And they do it, and they make it entertaining every time. So it's like, I mean,
I can understand. I agree with that. They do have their duds, right? But at the end of the day, we're all gonna go see a Captain Marvel movie. So this is what I think, because at number 10 on my list, and this was in 2019. It might be changed a little bit, but so far it's my top 10 are usually the same. So I had Ant-Man at top on number 10, which I moved.
First Ant-Man.
Yeah, the first Ant-Man.
That shit is really funny, bro.
I liked it.
It's really funny.
Yeah,
Michael Douglas kills me. First of all, Michael Douglas punches son in the face in the opening scene, bro. Like that shit is great. That shit is incredible, man.
Yeah.
And then,
a lot of people don't like Ant-Man, but I liked it. I thought it was funny, so it was my number 10. But now it's Black Widow. So Ant-Man's number 11. Thor: The Dark World is number 12. I like Thor: The Dark World. I don't give a fuck.
That's crazy.
But I still think.
You're going down? You're not going up, Anzo? Wait, Anzo, you're going down.
No, these are all the movies that I think are that Black Widow is better than.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Right. So Ant-Man.
I mean, it's definitely better than Thor: The Dark World, but that's way too high up on it.
The Hulk.
Yeah.
And there's shit I love about Thor: The Dark, even in Thor: The Dark World, which I think is an abysmal movie. Mm-hmm. It has a lot of good character stuff. Heimdall is really fucking dope in that movie. Heimdall is super dope. What Loki does, man, just that one joke, all of the little Loki stuff in there, I think is great, man.
That's why I like it.
That one joke where he fucking becomes Captain America. That's such a great MCU scene. That's just such a great. I'm brimming with righteousness and patriotism. Like, it's just such a genius way to everything that I hate about Captain America. Right there in my face, hit me right in the heart. I love the joke. The Thor's a little, whatever. Like, which is rough because it's a Thor movie, right? So that's another reason why it's so low for me. Natalie Portman, all them Kat Dennings is funny. Fucking the Doctor is still nuts. Like, there's a lot of stuff in there that's just. And then of course, the ultimate, the forever never ending MCU villain problem. Like, it's just
you see, that's one of my issues with it too. But I like the chemistry between Thor and Loki. I love at the end, man, where Loki, it looks like Loki betrayed Thor again. And I remember saying, oh fuck, he did it again. And then he ends up switching and helping Thor, and I was like, okay, I like that. So there was a few things in that movie that I like, but yes, I know it has a ton of problems. But for the character stuff, that's why I put it high.
That's really high. That is really high, even still.
Yeah, because for me, when
Yeah.
so like I said,
So then
I
Iron
just
Man
made
2
a
is below that?
Flash top 10, but I already-
absolutely.
That's crazy. I love Tony and Rhodey's relationship in Iron Man 2. I love the
yeah, Iron
drunk
Man 2
scene
is
and it's a
definitely in my
party.
bottom. It's in my bottom as well.
No,
Without a doubt.
bad movie, but I even enjoyed Mickey Rourke's performance. I know people are like, he's a terrible villain. He was a terrible villain, but Mickey Rourke was doing his job with what he was given. And fucking Justin Hammer is an Anthony, that's incredible, bro. Like he's so much fun in that film.
It's a
fam.
miracle.
I think Justin
the MCU
Hammer was the
continued.
best part of that movie, right?
And
I do.
then Natasha is introduced in that movie doing an incredible job, son, being the sexy
agree.
secretary who's really a spy,
It's
who's
a
secretly gonna
miracle.
whoop everybody's ass. Like I loved
agree.
it. I don't know. I like it.
But you see,
It's a
I like a
miracle.
lot about that.
for me, Thor: The Dark
What is
World, the
this?
good outweighs the bad, and for Iron Man 2, the bad outweighs the good. So that's
Yeah,
why
well, I hate Thor, so that's I just didn't like anything about. I didn't like Thor until I don't
Ragnarok,
know,
right?
I guess. Well, I didn't like Thor movies until Ragnarok, but he was good when Joss Whedon was in charge of him. I think
Okay. So it's Thor: The Dark World, then The Incredible Hulk, then Captain Marvel, then Ant-Man and the Wasp, then Avengers: Age of Ultron, Spider-Man:
Yo, the
Homecoming,
disrespect. Ultron be constantly getting disrespected, bro.
Guardians of the
getting disrespected.
Galaxy
I fucking
2.
love
It's
that
not as
movie,
bad
man.
as I initially
love
thought
that
it
movie.
was. After rewatching it, there's a lot of things in there, but yeah, it's not. Good.
It's fucking great.
The way that they just throw a lot of shit at the wall, see what sticks. Hey, there's Infinity Stone. There's this character that kid. Like, they
And-
put a
All
lot
right, they didn't throw a lot of shit at the wall to see what sticks, bro. That's a terrible analogy. Was the movie stuffed because they were trying to build a whole universe in
Overstuffed
2 movies?
is what I mean.
Yes, absolutely, yes. But like throwing a lot of shit, that's crazy. That's a crazy way to describe that
crazy?
film, son.
They threw a lot of shit in the
is
movie. How
nuts.
about that? Does that sound better?
I didn't like it either.
Sure.
Bottom 3.
Yeah.
It's
But
stuff.
hear this.
They tried
It
to.
wasn't
There's a
that
lot
crazy.
of.
It was okay. Though.
No, it
I
was
got you.
no, because you throwing a lot of shit at the wall is like I just want to see what works, and that's not what they were doing.
Well,
they
did throw
clearly had a
lot- all right,
plan.
the movie was the wall.
They clearly had a plan. They had a very meticulously thought out
The plan was
that they had to introduce.
as much stuff as possible in 2
That-
hours.
Yeah, but the plan, I don't think the plan really worked well either, to be honest with you. But under Age of Ultron is Spider-Man: Homecoming,
There's a lot of good stuff.
Guardians of the
There.
Galaxy 2, because I hated
Homecoming
Guardians of the
under
Galaxy.
Ultron, bro. I'm
Yeah.
so confused, bro.
You
I
like
don't. So you just
like
don't
Homecoming
like.
better than Ultron?
Oh yeah. I like
Me
Homecoming
personally,
better
no,
than
I
Ultron,
love Ultron, but I do think that Homecoming is more widely liked than Ultron. Yeah, I think Homecoming is a really, really good, fun movie with an incredible villain. Like this is one of the MCU's main problems. It's consistently is their villains. Consistently, they're either the exact copy of the hero and then you kill him, or they're really, really interested and then you kill him. Right? And this is the one time where he's really, really interested, completely separate from Spider-Man. No kind of relation to him anyway, right? Like, and also he stays alive at the end. So I'm like, I get to see him again later. Maybe who knows what they're gonna do with him. But like, and he did it in that fucking car scene, bro. They driving the Homecoming.
Best scene in the that was the best scene in the movie.
fam.
But other than that was like meh. Right?
Nah, the fight too, man. The fight between him and the fight between them two and Spider-Man is just trying to keep him alive the whole time, and he's trying to kill him, and he's like, it's good stuff, man. The problems with Spider-Man all come from, the Iron Man Jr. stuff, but like, it's still an incredible Spider-Man movie. He's a kid. He's fucking smart. You feel what I'm saying? He's quippy, but he's also nerdy. He's not too cool. Like I don't know, man. He really struggles with the responsibility of being the Spider-Man. Like he really struggles with that.
But the school stuff and all of that, and it was just like, meh, wasn't feeling it.
I loved it.
So after Spider-Man comes Guardians of the Galaxy 2,
Sure.
Iron Man 2.
I'll be right back,
Iron Man
guys.
2
Just give me
below Guardians of the Galaxy
just
2?
a minute on to
Yes. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, yes.
How? How?
What do you mean how?
Like, what is it about Guardians of the Galaxy 2 that makes it better than Iron Man 2?
You see, the part with Hondo, right? Like
Who?
Hondo.
Yondu.
Yondu. Jesus.
Okay.
Yondu.
Yeah.
With Yondu and Star Lord, I loved all that.
Yeah. That was great.
The biggest issue that I do have with Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is the jokes. 100%. It was just. I think that
the
one
villain
pushed. Yeah. And
they
Ego
split up all
Ego
our
was
heroes.
Ego was
you
great.
split up all of our heroes. We want to see them together, and you literally the first thing you do is split them up.
Yeah, some of the humor in it hit for me. Some of it did, but for me, Iron Man 2 is just I just didn't feel it. Yeah, I just didn't.
It's a filler movie,
man.
It's a miracle that with Iron Man 2, the first Captain America, all his
and
other
Thor
terrible in the middle, and
Thor
right
because the first Thor is right under Iron Man 2.
Thank God
the first Thor is so. I really don't like that movie. It has some good stuff in it.
First
I love
Captain
Natalie
America's
Portman,
so
but I
bad
really
too,
don't
man.
like them. I did not like the first Captain America for a really long time. I hate Captain America. I went back and watched it. It still had a lot of the same problems. I love Peggy Carter.
Okay,
I came out of that like more Peggy Carter, please.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Peggy Agent Carter or
my
Captain Carter.
My final three: Thor Ragnarok, Captain America, and Iron Man 3.
Yeah, I'm coming for your head. I'm at your neck now, man. Iron Man 3, you guys don't get it. I'm so sorry. You don't understand.
What the hell do you mean we don't get it? I get it. It was fucking garbage.
You get to
I love
Tony Stark as opposed to Iron Man overcome things as Tony Stark. I love the fact that
absolutely love the post-traumatic stuff with Tony. I think it was handled incredibly well.
Okay, I'm talking about like just him, like as overcoming the situation.
Yeah, that's what he's talking about.
Not working. No, okay.
Yeah, the
what situation you have to overcome? He had to overcome helping some kid build a potato blaster to beat up some bullies.
To fight against Aldrich Killian with and all of his minions.
Not Aldrich. Yeah, okay, sure.
With suits that were malfunctioning.
Hey, 32, what's up? Yeah, and then who gets the suit? Who ends up putting on the suit?
Pepper.
Everybody. I think didn't the president have the suit on at one point?
No, I mean with the fight.
With the
fight.
Yeah. That movie. When first off they fucked up the Mandarin 100%. That was trash. I want to see, because the name of the movie is Iron Man, not Tony fucking Stark. All right. And then you got the fucking suits all at the end, right? He has all the suits. And these suits
they did the Iron Patriot in that one too, right? That was good stuff, bro. Rhodey's Iron Patriot, that was good stuff.
And then at the end with the fight, like the suits were breaking.
Like the Mandarin twist, man. I don't know, and it's similar to.
That was fucking trash, bro. That twist.
No, did you like the Mandarin twist, or did you like Ben Kingsley's Trevor Slattery? Because those are technically two different things.
Slattery. I like both. I like the twist. I like Trevor Slattery.
No, the twist is terrible. But when he was like, I'm just an actor. That was incredible. I loved him being a fucking.
And it's like Aldrich Killian is the one behind it all. I like Iron Man 3.
Come on, who the fuck even is that? Like that shit was the Mandarin was a fire god. Like what the fuck was that? Shit was dumb, man. And then Pepper becomes one, but then they I don't what like. It's just that she loses her arm. Like I don't know. It was dumb. There's a lot of dumb shit in there.
That to me,
it definitely belongs at the bottom. I think Captain America's better than it, but
Captain America is better. I put that Captain America better than it. Absolutely, 100%.
I would say he's true to the corny ass character that Captain is, because that's the thing. Like it's like they do a good job setting up who and what Captain America is and what he's about, and I don't like any of that shit.
Thank you, 32 so I don't like the movie. Wiser. Yeah, man. Hey, we might not agree, but we're having a nice discussion. We should get Nerdman in here.
Oh God, no. I mean, if he sees it and he wants to pop in, I ain't gonna stop him. But oh Lord, I have to hear this. The best MCU fucking movie of all time.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy.
I have a top Black 10 Widow. I did. It's like a Flash top 10. I'd have to think about it though more so. I'd have to.
All right. What is your Flash top 10?
Top 10 is
my
hard,
random
man.
Top 10 that I made. Yeah, I made. Infinity War's #1. It's like one of the best MCU.
Good job.
Time. Can't even. #2 is The Winter Soldier. I've watched this, rewatched it a bunch of times. Yeah. It's like almost perfect, if not perfect. Can almost get it. There's an argument if somebody said to me like Winter Soldier I like better than Infinity War, I'd be like, you know what? It's a better movie, probably technically, but et cetera, et cetera. Then Endgame, I have #3. I love the first Guardians a lot more than most people. To me, that's comedy done well. That's character work done well, and it's not
Guardians of
boring.
the Galaxy 1.
Yeah, that's got to be number 4 for me.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thor
really strong, really strong.
and number 5, Anzo's favorite film, Thor Ragnarok. He loves it, so that's got to be in there. If you want to talk about Thor, like just becoming the
Thor Ragnarok
man
is
that
great.
he is. Yeah, Thor Ragnarok's great overall.
Trash.
I gotta watch it again. No, it's great.
Civil War.
It's so much fun. It's just so much fun. It's not better than Civil War.
No. You don't think it's better than Civil War? Okay, so you have Civil
Thor
War.
Ragnarok? Absolutely. Civil War? What the
Civil War is great. Civil War is in there. That's my next. Civil War is great plot. You were talking about the villain problem. Baron Zemo is awesome. His plan, I think, was perfect.
Incredible. Success.
Amazing. Very done.
Succeeded.
Very well done.
Really succeeded. Not succeeded and
Iron,
then got time travel taken away like Thanos did. He really succeeded in his plan. He's fucking genius.
Iron Man number 1 after that.
Of course.
Great. Awesome way to start the MCU. The Avengers. The original OG Avengers. Great movie.
Yeah.
Brought us back to where we need to be. Doctor Strange. Love the man. Love him.
I love Doctor Strange. Love this movie. It's just such a visually impressive film.
So good.
Now, I know that Caecilius was nothing, but the way
trash.
that Doctor
Absolutely horrible
Strange
villain.
defeats Dormammu by losing is brilliant. I mean, everything that he's done is amazing. The Ancient One, the Ancient One.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Nick Weiser. Oh, you brought him in. What up?
What's up, gents? So, Yello does it in movie aficionados. I'm Nick Weiser. Nice to meet you, fine gentlemen.
Pleasure to meet you, fam. Pleasure to meet you.
All
You're 32
right.
flavors of Nick
absolutely.
Weiser, man. That's the Baskin Robbins over there.
One of the reasons the name came from. Yep.
Yeah.
So where do we leave off? I turned on my desktop, Lori, to get in on this conversation.
And then
Josh
No.
is listing his favorite
Top
his
10
favorite-
MCU.
you guys don't sound like you're too
top 10
opposed to it
MCU
either.
movies.
So that's a good
No,
sign.
no. So far, considering the order is different, you have practically all the same ones as me. So go ahead.
Yeah, no, that's the thing about the MCU. When they hit, everybody fucking agrees, and if you don't agree, you're a weirdo. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's for the most part, it's like,
Except for
and
Black
I
Widow.
even go ahead, go ahead.
Agreeing on. Well, we're not agreeing on that. The Black Widow. That's
No, but I mean when they hit though, when they hit, like I'm talking about when they are the
yeah.
top echelon.
Oh yeah.
Everybody's like, these are clearly the best ones for the most part.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Black Widow, I'm middle tier Marvel, middle tier MCU. But I just really enjoyed the emotional character, the family stuff, way more than I thought I was going to. And you know, and then there's I really like the action sequences, bro. I thought it was mad cool, it was mad fun, man. I don't know.
Do you have
I
a
don't
top 10
understand
Yellow?
how someone watched that movie and was bored. It'd be hard for me to pick a top 10, but again, it'd be the same kind of list. Like Black Panther is definitely on there, even with the booty cheeks. And I love booty cheeks, but in this context, even with the booty cheeks last fight, that CGI bullshit
was
man.
horrible. I agree.
Ugh.
I really like.
And then the rhinos. I was like, this is clearly for kids. Like I was
I
like,
really like it. I don't know why I put it. I guess I just have all these other ones that I really like even more. I don't know. I'm also again interested to see Killmonger save Tony Stark.
that
for the
Marvel
what
What
if?
Ifs, we should definitely look at that. That Marvel What If trailer
am.
is, oh man, because I know you
you
did
wanna-
your
want me to pop it
reaction
up?
or whatever, but
Yeah.
we should probably pull up and talk about it at some point. But that Marvel
Absolutely,
What
we
If
could do that.
trailer is, that's first of all, it's absolutely gorgeous animation style. Absolutely gorgeous.
Yep.
I normally don't like when they mix their 2D with their 3D too much, but that shit looks fucking amazing. And then the angles, I didn't expect a fucking Killmonger, and I believe they told us that before too, but I still didn't remember. I think during one of the Disney investor calls or something, they gave us a few different of a few different like synopsis of the different stories that were going to be explored in Marvel What If, and I was like, yeah, man, when I saw Killmonger save Tony Stark, I was like, yo, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
Captain Britain looks amazing. Marvel Zombies. The Chadwick
I
instead of Peter Quill going up in the fucking space with the Ravagers or whatever they're called. Yeah, Ravagers,
man.
yeah.
The Ravagers.
It does look like a Scanner Darkly. I don't know if you guys remember that movie with Keanu Reeves. Very good in the mid. I like that style.
Did you finish your list, Josh?
No, I just did top 10. I'd have to.
Yeah,
that's
that's what I mean.
the one.
Did you give all top? Did you give all 10?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. What's up,
Hey, great,
32?
bro. Strong 10.
What's
How you
up?
doing?
And so I'm good, man. It's been a while. I think we were doing Mandalorian last time
Yeah.
together, so
Oh.
we
Yeah.
meet once more.
The
So
best thing
Absolutely.
Star Wars has ever
Welcome to
done,
the
The
channel.
Mandalorian.
thank you.
Well,
Beyond.
the best thing Disney Star Wars has ever done.
Yeah,
We are
well,
not going to have this
Disney.
conversation.
Yeah, I
yet.
doubt it's better than
It's
Empire.
like
But,
another can of worms, and I'm that. And
I
I'm
didn't
that
see
guy
it, so I don't
too.
know.
Well, let's not do that. Well, otherwise, we're going to steer off from what you guys are already talking about, and I don't want to be that guy that derails the conversation.
We could get into Star Wars afterward. I talk about a lot of Star Wars, and I'm not.
Okay.
We can definitely do that.
I'm not a Star Wars
I'll just
nerd,
sit there and
bro.
pretend.
You gotta watch Mando, fam. You gotta watch Mando, bro. You have to.
At least watch Mando.
It's incredible, man.
I've been watching Demon Slayer and My Hero Academia, so I haven't had time to watch anything.
Those are
My Hero
great
Academia
fucking things to watch. If you're not gonna watch Mando, watching My Hero and Demon Slayer are fucking amazing, bro.
I can't argue with that as a counter argument. Like he has a good reason for why he held up. I'm not gonna even try
Look
to.
at my guy. Let's get busy, son. Look at my guy. Let's get busy, son. Hold on. That's his name. That's his name.
Yeah.
That's my guy, bro. That is my guy right
there. Yeah, that's really cool, man.
Beautiful.
So what did you have to say on Black Widow or
and I got Dunce Deku over here, man. What up, man?
Nice.
Mutter.
Beautiful.
Yeah, 32. What were you
Okay. So I saw my missus last night, and I'm a big Natasha Romanoff comic book fan. This is where I come from.
Okay.
I'm definitely going to come from the comic book end. Like I like what the Saska sisters wrote on Natasha a few years ago. They did an awesome miniseries, which I think they may have taken influence from because there was a lot of the whole trafficking element going on. That was in the Saska sisters run.
Yeah, big thing.
And then there was the Chris Samney 12-issue run as well, which is really killer. He's kind of got like a rougher edge Darwin Cook vibe on his art style. He really minimizes in dialogue but maximizes in action and art. So it's almost like the art tells the story itself rather than the words. And so the very few words that are actually in the story are very impactful. And there's a lot of the whole Red Room stuff. So I really enjoy the first third of the movie. I feel like going into it, I'm like, man, I'm surprised this movie wasn't longer, but then coming out of it, I feel like it should have been even shorter. So because I felt like that middle drag.
Thank you.
The second act is amazing, bro. That's when they have the farm scene. That's when they have the dinner, bro. Come on.
I get the dinner. I don't want to say it. I like the idea of it. Okay, here, put it this way. I like the idea of it. Do I feel like the idea of it was necessary? Yes. But that scene
execution
was it was too much fat. It needed to go on a serious diet.
You're out of your mind. You're out of your mind. You are crazy.
Lay off the dough and start seeking a salad and say, okay, I need to trim down and I need to be a little bit tighter. And it was like, okay. And I like the casting. Like the movie's beautifully casted, very well casted.
What would you have cut? Never mind. You haven't spent enough time with the movie to really be able to analyze which part you would cut.
I would cut off a lot of the comedy, and I'm a humorous guy. Obviously, you don't know me. I love.
Wait, no. Specifically with the family dinner scene and that whole sequence, everything before the third act takes off. What would you have cut off in that whole? From when they show up on the farm with the pigs to when they wake up in the space station or whatever.
I would have cut off a lot of the jokes at the table. I would have cut off a lot of the stuff where they're making what's his face Red Guardian. Did you notice a change in his personality from the flashback scenes to when he was later dead? It's like they went idiocracy on his character and made a complete jumbo moron, and just a lot of the endless mockery of his character. Where Elena went to his room. A lot of that stuff you could have taken out in the movie would have turned out the same. It kind of reminded me of David Ayer's Suicide Squad. You could have trimmed out so much and the movie would have not been affected. If there's any scene I would have kept, obviously the changing of the bait and switch with Widow's not mom. Obviously that stuff was needed. You needed to have that stuff there. I
You
definitely
needed the
agree
family conversation. You needed the conversation. You needed the Red Guardian
and
to
how long
show
did that go
that
on?
the time that they spent as a family was important to him, and that's what they showed in that same conversation you're talking about between him and Yelena. Like, it was important for both of their characters to understand, like, to grow as people. Like, there's really nothing. I think if you want to say the family dinner scene lasted too long, I disagree. I loved every second of it, right? But like, if you want to say it lasted too long, sure. I guess you could have gotten that same point across in less time. I don't think it would have been as effective though. I think you would have had people saying, I don't know, I didn't feel anything because they didn't spend enough time developing the relationships or whatever. So I don't see how you could have had less there. I just don't.
Okay.
I really don't.
I don't think
Here's
people
the
would have
thing.
been clamoring for
I like the idea of family element. I would know. I'm a family man. However, for me, a lot of the jokes did not land, and that's what killed it for me. And I'm once again, I'm a jokey type of guy. I love a good joke, and I've actually have been someone who's defended the emphasis of jokes in the MCU. I felt like this movie took exception, especially when it came off as a very dark, maybe dare I say, Diet Winter Soldier, and then went to this whole tonal shift. I feel like that it felt like I was watching a wholly different movie, and I feel like it didn't work. The tonal shift didn't work. The jokes did not stick.
I mean,
Maybe because I'm sick of guys being looked like to be dumbasses nowadays. That was something that Mandalorian season
Guys
2,
are dumbasses.
They have now made all the men like loser IQ in favor of the women taking the spotlight. And I was like, why can't you have them both be awesome?
One thing I will say is I can kind of understand your switch, because at the beginning of the movie, man, Red Guardian seemed like a badass to me.
Right?
Like, he really seemed like a badass to me, you know. And then after, when he got to me, it was like bumbling, and they called him an idiot and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and I was just like, man, he didn't portray that at the beginning of the movie, though.
No.
Well, one might suggest that the fact that he was so bought into this Soviet party bullshit in 1995 does show that he was an idiot. So like one might suggest that, right? But I do absolutely think that they did misuse him, and he should have had another badass scene at the end, namely when he was fighting fucking Taskmaster. I'm so furious with the way, like, because whatever, Taskmaster is obviously misused. Fucking Dreykov, like Bond villain. Sure, MCU has a villain problem. I can never argue against that. They absolutely fucked that up in this movie, as they normally do. The one moment where they could have redeemed some of that is a super dope fight between Red Guardian and Taskmaster. Now they gave us a little bit of it. We saw him start with Black Panther. We saw him switch to Winter Soldier. We saw a little bit of that stuff, but we could have definitely had that way better and way more, I think, at the end, and then have Red Guardian get the upper hand, and then I don't know, you get an explosion or something that technically interrupts the fight, and we don't get to have a clear winner or whatever. That's fine with the action movie bullshit. You can do that, but yes, I agree they completely ruined Red Guardian, except at the family dinner scene. Every fucking thing that happened there was perfect. All of the son was in jail for 21 years, bro. Of course he wants to fuck the last chick that he was with. Like, of course, bro, and of course their daughters are uncomfortable about it. Because even if it is just 3 years that they were together, it's from 3 to 6 for Yelena, right? Those are the only years that you remember. You know what I'm saying? And then it's I'm not entirely exactly sure how old Natasha was, but she had been through the Red Room one time already. She was clearly a young teenager. Maybe she would have been 12, 13 years old. Maybe, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But like, those are formative years, so it makes sense that they would. And those were the last times that they ever had anything that looked like a family, even though Natasha knew it was fake. That's the last time that she ever had any moments like that. So it makes sense that they would stick with them. And of course, they're going to be disgusted by the fact that, one, old people, and two, people who were raising them for a little while want to have sex with each other. Like, that was very funny to me. And when Natasha's yelling at everybody and Yelena's like, I didn't say anything. That's not fair. Like, that's a perfect sibling relationship. And it makes perfect sense, and it fits and it hits every time.
Yello,
I agree.
I
I
love
like
that
it. I like the table scene.
I love your passion. It makes me feel more guilty and bad about my indifference and my distaste. I should be more specific.
You should just feel classless. That's what I'm going for. I want you to feel classless. That's what I'm going for.
That's good, man.
Classless.
No, and I disagree with everything. And it's funny, I disagree with most of what you're saying, but I just I don't know. I don't even have the energy to articulate it like Black Widow. I think I'm still feeling fatigue after Black Widow. I feel.
Yep.
So you will never watch Black Widow again, Josh?
No, I don't want to see it. There's no reason for me to see the movie ever again. I'm not like, oh man, I really want to see that scene.
Even though
they're sitting down drinking wine together.
Even though I said it wasn't memorable, or like I said,
moments.
I still can't say I won't watch it again. You know what I mean?
Yes,
I can't say
why?
that
because it was fucking great. At least the first 2 acts were great. I don't know how anybody beefs. The 3rd act, it turns into a full-blown comic book movie. All the family stuff is kind of thrown out the window, and they misuse a bunch of characters.
I actually prefer the 3rd act. Even though it's what
it's
you
just
expect
popcorn.
and it's typical. I will admit it's typical. It's cliche.
But it's fun.
What drove me nuts, and of course being a comic book guy, is, and I started picking up on the pattern, even though I had suspicions from the beginning, was the Taskmaster reveal, because I'm like, okay, this character is not talking whatsoever, and Tony Masters is a lot more of like a smart-ass based character.
Yeah, he talks shit the whole time.
It's kind of like, he talks shit the whole time. Very Deadpool-y type of thing, and that's a huge essential element. Tony Masters
and beat you up
also,
with
he
your
was
fighting
a
style.
super soldier as well. He is a super soldier. He had defects
No, but
with
he's
the super
not.
soldier.
Right,
He had the whole.
Isn't
more
Taskmaster
skills.
like Deathstroke kind of a little bit?
No,
But it's like
I see what you're
it's
saying,
like watered
Comic Con.
down. It's not really obviously these comics have a whole bunch of writes and rewriters and they change things all the time. But in my experience with Tony Masters, is he had a serum that boosted his mimicry ability.
Yes, and with that ability, here's the takeaway from that ability: the more abilities he learned, the less he had to remember of his past life. So the more abilities he adapted to, he would lose more of his past life. And that is huge. These are huge ingredients for a character. It kind of reminds me of X-Men Origins Wolverine with Deadpool. Like, you're not going to Deadpool talk. You're putting a fake literally on his mouth. And, like, I'm one of those guys. I actually defended the suit for the movie. I still don't hate it. I don't even dislike it. I'm like, okay, you can at least see the shield, you see the sword, you see the hood. But
people have a problem with the suit. They wanted fucking Skeletor. What did they want?
Well, yeah, of course. I get that.
Yuck.
I like Skeletor too.
Great. The suit looks great.
I like Skeletor, so I could go either way.
Skeletor's coming. Skeletor's coming.
I could go either way. That personality is not there, and I noticed when they kept mentioning the daughter, and then I'm like, oh,
they were beating you over
the
the head.
They were like, oh, they're trying to make this obvious, and then I saw that
you
reveal,
think Dreykov is dead? Oh, what happened to Dreykov's daughter? They were beating us in the head with it.
Switch, and I'm just like, at that point,
it wasn't a bait and switch.
It was, because they're telling us Taskmaster, and then we give us Taskmaster in name and look appearance, but there's no look and feel of the spirit of the character. It just, so they wanted the brand name recognition, but they wanted to give it a makeover. That's the thing. I would have preferred this to have been a fresh villain, and for her daughter, I would prefer a fresh character. And that way you're not getting, because think about it, they're trying to use the name Taskmaster, at least not compared to Lex Luthor, but in its own right, it has brand recognition. They want a name that someone recognized rather than give it a fresh character. I would have been fine with the original villain concept. I would have forgiven it a lot. I mean, not even forgiven, I would have embraced it, because the idea of a girl coming back for revenge from child does make logical sense. It does. The idea was logical.
That's not what happened though, right? That's not even what the.
Well, she thought she blew up. Natasha thought she blew up because she caused her to die. Remember?
But she wasn't coming back for revenge though. That's not what the story was.
Well, she was programmed and all that, like Bucky Barnes. Yeah, she was programmed. Yes, I know. She's given this one direct mission, kind of like the Winter Soldier. So we see the parallels are decreasing. Kind of funny how they both have their battles up in the sky. So I thought that was a funny. I don't know if that was supposed to be a nod to the movie.
No,
or
Marvel
not.
Loves their fucking flying aircraft, like space station style aircraft carrier shit. They love that shit, and they got to give me some other stuff though, right? But no, it's a very very exciting action sequence, man. I really loved that entire action sequence. The problem is that they don't develop the villains well enough for us to really care about it or to feel like there's any real stakes, and that's a big draw for me. But it's just a lot of fun.
That's one thing I was gonna say. I thought, and I would have hoped that someone from the family would have died. I think it would have upped the stakes for me a little bit,
Red Guardian,
and that's what.
great.
Yeah. I thought one of them should have died. I think that would have been a lot better.
You have him make jokes the whole time, right? You have him be a joke the whole time. We're all like, and then he dies. No, you have him be the joke the whole time, and then he repairs or proves or shows Yelena that he always did really care, right? Because he's a human being. You're raising a little girl. You're going to care, right? Unless you're a complete monster. And obviously not a monster because he cares so much about his reputation, right? But anyway, it's like you do that. You haven't redeemed that. And then you have, you can even give us the joke where he's giving Natasha the speech, but it's not really Natasha, right? And then he dies fighting Taskmaster.
Yeah.
The audience, I think we all, oh my fucking God, they killed him. That's incredible, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's so sad. He just wanted to be the best, man. He was lied to, thrown in prison, and then they killed him. These Russian bastards. Like, you know what I'm saying? You get your whole Russian propaganda bullshit back, and you give and then you set up that Taskmaster is this elite badass that can only be stopped via your little, you know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
I think you do have a better movie there, absolutely.
And that's what I was thinking. I thought someone was gonna die too, and I was like, okay, you know what I mean? I guess maybe that's why my expectation was like, oh, when they did it, and I was like, well, they should have killed somebody in there. I think that would have upped my number for it to at least a 7.5, maybe an 8 if something like that happened. But I would, like I said, I was just really underwhelmed with it. I love the family dynamic, and a lot of people didn't like the jokes, but to me, they hit. Like, I found it funny when she talked about the pose and shit. I was cracking up.
No,
man.
that's a great joke. That's an incredible joke.
Funny as hell.
And then she talked about it again when she did it, and then she did it and was shitting on it still. Yeah, that was a good one. They really handled that well. But like, my issue with is while I agree a lot of the jokes in this movie hit, my issue with the jokes, and to a lesser extent than when I first saw it, is how the Red Guardian was basically the butt of all of the jokes. You know what I'm saying? Like, from when he's introduced. He's lying about Captain America. Oh, that's interesting. And then he jumps up and he gets shot and falls on his back. Shit, I'm old and fat. You know what I'm saying? Then he's squeezing into the suit, and I'm like, I don't really care about that.
Even the part,
but then
where
he comes out in the suit and he fucking looks great. He literally looks like
the suit, like he didn't have a problem putting it on.
Yeah, right. He's a bear. Like, you're supposed to look like that. You're Russian. That's probably racist. I was
gonna say that scene where they tranquilize him, though. That was another scene for him to have been a badass in that scene before he got tranquilized. You know, so they missed a lot of opportunities where they could have made him look like a badass
for a joke. A joke.
Yeah, and that was the biggest issue that I had with that, man. So
anyone. Oh, go ahead, Enzo.
No. Go ahead.
Did anyone notice we had another character get away doing terrible things to human beings and getting away with it? If you know who I'm referencing about, the mom. She was complicit in all that Red Room stuff. And she just kind of walked away scot-free. It reminded me of Wanda Maximoff in WandaVision, where she imprisoned the whole town. And unless something happens in that Strange sequel,
she will be punished. I think
she was also a product, though. She wasn't just complicit. She was also a product. She was
complicit and a product, and she just gets away scot free. I've noticed these people are doing these terrible things. And everyone just kind of doesn't question it and moves on about their day. I feel like there should be some accountability to these type of characters.
Everybody in the town despises. Everybody despises Wanda, though, in the town. Like, and most
but where's the consequence for that?
There's not. What are you going to do?
Remember when Monica said? Okay, but remember that line when Monica said these people will never understand what you did for them? What did she do for them? What if your life? What if? Okay, we'll just do a hypothetical example. Movie aficionados. You're a caretaker for some senior citizen.
Right.
You can't attend to a person because you are in prison in a town because of Wanda Maximoff. You are in prison, and all of a sudden that person gets left to not be taken care of because Wanda prevented you from being that person's caretaker. Would you not hold a little bit of a vendetta against her?
Oh, yeah, you can hold the vendetta, but she's going to blow you to another dimension.
You are, yes. But
she's literally a Nexus being. You can't.
And
the consequences she'll face will be with Doctor Strange, a character who can do something.
If they do.
Well, I'm assuming that they went Shumagorath, etc.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. We've seen the MCU hold characters accountable for their actions, whether they were trying to do the right thing or not, right? We've seen them do that. The entire premise of Civil War, the Sokovia Accords and all that shit, is because they were trying to do the right thing and things went wrong. Of course, there's going to be some kind of consequence for this. I don't know why we would assume that there wouldn't be. There wasn't in the end of that show, but that's not the story that they were telling, right? They were giving us the grief story and then in setting up a couple other things, and then we wait to see what comes next. I don't know why we assume that there won't be any consequences. This seems like
here's what they don't assume. Don't forget Falcon and Winter Soldier when you had that little ginger girl. Dude, she was getting Sam Wilson's sister involved with threats and getting her involved with violence and killing innocent people. And they're not supposed to call her a terrorist? Well,
first of all, he wasn't when he gave that speech, he wasn't just talking about her. And when they were saying terrorists, they weren't just talking about her. They were talking about all of the people that were displaced because of the snap. That's what they were talking about. And Sam's whole speech is about these are people whose life changed because of something that had nothing to do with them, and we're all calling them terrorists. She absolutely got consequences for her. She got shot, bro.
I actually feel the opposite, though. Here's how I feel. I feel like they mishandled Carly. I don't like how they handled it. I wish she had a moment of redemption where instead of trying to shoot Sam at the last moment and Karen or whatever shoots her, or Sharon shoots her, I was hoping that she would be like, you know what? You're right. We can do this together, Sam, and not die and like have some kind of redemption for the character.
Say, you know what? I should not have gotten your sister involved. That's a low blow move. That was a dick move. I'm sorry for getting your sister involved. That was a low blow move. And she killed innocent people on top of it who had nothing to do with it. We have all these characters who are getting innocent people involved in these situations, literally getting them involved and take out their frustrations and say, hey, because I'm angry, my ends justify my means. No, they do not.
But that's not what happened.
But the universe doesn't corroborate that. The universe doesn't say you're right, Carly. You're fine. Carly is dead now. I don't know what more you want. And Wanda's going to have it's speculation, but I assume she's going to have what do you call it? Shit. Consequences later. You know who's not going to get any consequences? John fucking Carpenter. No one's mad about John Carpenter or whatever the fuck his goddamn name. U.S. agent. What is his name? John Walker. Whatever that fucking no one cares that John Walker got his little trash redemption scene at the end. Oh yeah, that's right. America does stand for some good things sometimes. I'm a good guy now. Fuck out of here, bro. You want to talk about consequences, son?
And he did kill
Let's talk consequences. Well,
on camera, pure malice. In defense of what? He was done. That's not defense. That's revenge.
Did he go too far? Sure. Did he go too far?
That's revenge, bro.
Well, we call those arcs, though. We said
but he also lost his friend who got straight up killed too.
But not by the guy he killed,
the wrong person. Yeah, I agree that he went to the wrong person. He went too far on the wrong person.
It was revenge. It wasn't even like it was just pure.
Walker. This is the second time you brought him up.
Well, do you remember Civil War? Okay, if that's the argument I play, Civil War. When Tony Stark got enraged about Bucky, about Steve, and that whole argument, and we understood Tony getting outraged, or did we? Remember when he found out about how Steve knew about what happened to Bucky and Stark's parents and the shouting thing? What were your stances on that scene in Civil War? Do you feel like Tony had a right to freak out?
Absolutely. Yeah. I don't understand.
Well, then John Walker had a right to freak out as well.
No. But what did Tony say? But what did Tony say to Steve? But what did Tony say to Steve? But what did Tony say to Steve? He certainly no. I don't think he really tried to. I think if he did try to, he would have unibeamed both them niggas, and one of them would have died. That's what would have happened. This is Tony Stark. We're talking about Iron Man, but that's not the point. What did Tony say to Steve? He said, "My father, I understand, but why my mom? He killed my mom. That was the beef." The innocent in the situation. I understand that. He directly being responsible for the death of the innocent person. So he wanted to kill that person. He didn't accidentally kill Steve on his way to kill Bucky. He purposely tried not to hurt Steve so that he could kill Bucky.
So he was still going to kill.
And that's reasonable. John Walker did not do that.
Revenge.
Yes, but the right person. But against the right person.
Right. Right.
So are you basically but you were saying earlier it was about this is not justice, it's revenge. So now revenge is okay.
No. What you gotta understand
is that
revenge, he wasn't trying to get revenge on the person that killed his partner. He was just killing anybody.
That's
the
it.
difference.
He was just in a rage and wanted to kill
okay.
somebody because his man's was died.
Okay,
Because his
so
man's was killed.
we
That's
got
it.
some clearance. Okay, we're getting clearer now. That's good. We're starting to get where this is coming from. Now, would we be okay with Walker getting revenge on Carly, or would we say, oh, this is a man going
Carly's
after a
dead.
girl?
Carly's dead.
No, but I'm
Carly
saying
is dead.
Hold on. Yes or no? If Walker got direct revenge on Carly, would you have been good with that?
That makes perfect sense to me. I
Okay.
understand it.
Okay.
Absolutely. I don't
Okay.
have no beef with someone like
Okay.
it doesn't make you a good guy, and it doesn't mean you
No,
can
it
then
does
have
not. I agree.
your fake, your 2 sentence redemption arc, and then all of a sudden be a good guy again. I
agree.
absolutely don't think that. And to be fair, I don't think that's what they're doing with John Walker either. Since Val came to record him, she's clearly putting together some kind of Dark Avengers or like shadow organization, right? Obviously,
Thunderbolts.
Yeah, but she's also
the
trying to
Thunderbolts
get,
I would imagine they'll go Dark
she's
Avengers
also
before
trying to
Thunderbolts.
kill Hawkeye too, which is messed up. So I don't think that
We don't really know what that is, though, right?
It's
Like, she
probably gonna
definitely is going to send her after Hawkeye, and I'm curious to see what that does. But well, but we don't know what her.
Of, hey, this man killed your sister. Go after him. Like, there's no.
Yeah, but we don't know what. Yeah, but we don't know what that's really about.
Run. It's got the logo scheme of Matt Fraction's run. Matt Fraction
I
and
don't know
David
nothing about
Aha
that.
from 6 years ago. It came out 6 or 7 years ago. It was Matt Fraction, David Aha. It was the run that introduced Kate Bishop's character. Personally, I'm not really wild on Kate Bishop. I'm a Clinton Barton guy through and through.
Nah. They got Haley Steinfeld to play her son. I'm excited. She's an incredible actress.
You may like her for her, but as far as character comic book wise, I don't hate Kate Bishop, unlike Carol Danvers. She just kind of exists for me. She's the second Hawkeye. Kate Bishop is the second Hawkeye. Yeah,
it's not his daughter or whatever.
No, it's not his daughter. Like what they're doing for the.
I thought that's where they were going
Old
with
Man
that,
Logan,
like
right?
setting him.
No, both. What happened for Old Man Logan? They had that whole daughter thing, and then Old Man Hawkeye. That was a miniseries a few years later, probably about a decade after Old Man Logan. But then there's the Hawkman run that Matt Fraction wrote. David Aha ran around 20 issues.
And his name is Ronan. Ronan is his name.
No, the Ronan persona.
That's a different thing.
Ronan persona was from the New Avengers book from Bendis around 10 to 15 years ago. That's a Ronan personality. Yeah, that's a whole separate story. They changed the idea, the reason why there was a Ronan, but the spirit and the idea of revenge of why there was a Ronin was kept intact for Endgame. So they did at least get the spirit of the character right at the Ronin transformation. Okay. Yeah, no, they got that part right for as far as Ronin is. Yeah, he did. The suit was beautiful. Actually got the McDonald's toy event when it came out. Yeah. I couldn't believe it.
That's
I got McDonald's toy of Ronin.
That's cool.
So actually, no, it was.
So, all right. So I gave Black Widow a 6. What did you give it, Lunga? I'm sorry.
That's not a person that's on this stream.
Who's Lunga?
And his name is pronounced Lunger.
Lunger? Oh, my bad.
It's pronounced Lunger, according to their man.
Okay. You see? Yo, you're going to have me go on the stream and say, hey, Younger, what's up? Don't do that, bro. Don't do that, bro. I mean, Yellow, what was your grade
for Black Widow specifically?
Yeah.
Yeah, 7 out of 10, bro. I think those first 2 acts, contrary to all the bullshit that y'all said, were incredible, and I was pleasantly surprised by how effectively the family stuff was handled. And I do think that it.
Whoa, you okay there, Yellow?
Him
being a marketing from it. Oh shit.
Yeah, that's that
sometimes.
American internet, bro.
That's what it is.
To the 5G.
Yeah. Canadian over here, we got that good shit.
Because you have less people to use it.
I'll tell you, Canada, you got great candy over in Canada. We got great candy over in Canada. The chocolate bars over there are insane in Canada. Oh, I can back those facts.
The Canadian government doesn't allow for monopolies like the U.S. government, so.
No, that we do not allow for monopolies, 100%. So, yeah,
you get better services because of it. I don't know why we can't figure it out. We were supposed to be the progenitors of that whole capitalist idea, but then we were like, oh yeah, that's right. People like to get rich.
So wait, hold on.
I'd like to get rich.
You have different internet providers you can choose from, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but
mine
also
does good.
Not really. No.
Well, I guess it depends on your area.
You got
my area, I have a
Verizon
few
and a bunch of other
options.
ones.
I got a few options in my area, and my internet's been great to me.
It absolutely does depend on your area, and there was a concerted effort in like the early, whenever the fuck cable was becoming a thing, where a certain company was allowed to monopolize on the cabling, the wires of setting up the shit.
Yeah.
So then they're like
fiber.
they're in prime fucking position to force everybody to use their shit in certain areas.
Because
You
they
know
have
what
the
I'm saying?
fastest.
Because they had because they had the rights to the infrastructure of cable.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
I know.
To the
No.
literal.
Yeah, no, but I mean, when you say
it's
it's forcing them because they have the fastest internet because they're using cable, right? And all the other companies are using just regular like broadband or whatever. But if you're using cable internet, like you get some of the fastest times with that, terabyte,
Yeah, no,
whatever.
it definitely is fast. But the fiber optic is the shit that really. It's a whole. I mean, that's the real fast shit. But regardless, though, I don't have any options in my area. Not really. So that's a problem.
That's unfortunate.
That's crazy.
But
over
my
here
shit is also still great though. So like, y'all have a little cute little jokes and shit. But I glitched out for half a second and I was right back. So this internet works.
At least it does work. There's areas in like Wisconsin where like cell phone reception, forget about. I'm not in Wisconsin. It's a state right up above me. But I have a ton of people up that way, and they tell me all the lovely stories all the time. Wisconsin's just 20 years behind in many areas of the state, so it happens. So you're
all
good,
right.
Yellow.
So you said it was 7 and continue?
Yeah, no, it was 7 out of 10 because of everything that they did with the family stuff. I think was handled really well, and the action scenes were really fun too. And cool. There was just this level of like cool that I think. That I think is kind of it's quintessential for action films. You know what I'm saying? Like you're like I'm just gonna turn this off for a little bit and not completely, right? Because I can't condone turning your brain off completely. That's why, as much as I love Godzilla vs. Kong, I always have to knock points off of it because as soon as you start thinking about anything that happens, you're like, why are there neon lights around every doorway in this weird underground structure? Like,
I almost feel
because
like
we just wanted the aesthetics. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's totally done on purpose. I always feel like they do that to get guys like you and I to spite us. Like, no, we know it's going to annoy them. Let's just add it there, and it worked because I felt the same way too. I hear you. We're on the same page on that.
But I think because the family stuff was handled so well, you know what I mean? Like, it's okay for the action to take a little bit of a hit, which I really don't think it did. But the villain is trash.
I agree.
And they misused the Red Guardian. They had a prime opportunity to show him, let him be a badass at least a little bit, and they kind of fucked that up. And I don't know that it was really at the expense or to the benefit of any other character. You know what I'm saying? I just think that...
I feel like it was to the benefit of Yelena to make her look that much better. Because what's it called? Red Guardian could barely lay a finger on him. But the minute Yelena got in there, boom. She freaking did that one WCW move on him and threw him in that cell holder, which is a good move. Remember? She came right at the nick of time. She did that WCW. Yeah, the Hurricane Rana. Thank you.
Or it wasn't really a Hurricane Rana because she was coming from. She did the Black Widow move. All the fucking
Black
we'll
call it the Black Widow move. Yeah, we'll go with that name. But she came in, which was a good move by the way, it was well executed. But he couldn't barely lay a scratch on me. It kind of reminded me of that scene with I think it was Infinity War, and that was like, "Oh, that tickles," or "You made me bleed." Like Red Guardian didn't do shit against Taskmaster, but the minute Elena got involved, like I felt like they were just making a mockery of Red Guardian at that scene.
She did have the benefit of surprise, though, right? She basically, sucker punched him, came in with the sneak attack. But yeah, no, they definitely, they misused him. Period. It's just a weak fight because they didn't give us enough time to spend with him to show Taskmaster doing all the different Avengers or with any other fighting styles we could have recognized, and they didn't make Red Guardian look like a badass. You know what I'm saying? Like he did it a little bit. We saw a little bit of Black Panther. We saw a little bit of Winter Soldier. We saw some Hawkeye. But nothing really to. We saw a little bit of Captain America too when she was fighting on the bridge. There was a little bit of Captain America, but it just wasn't. I don't know. It just wasn't spotlighted enough for me. You know what I'm saying? The villains were trash, and the humor ruined a lot of the humor. Not watching it the second time, like I said before, the humor wasn't as bad as I thought it was the first time, but it's still, the Red Guardian was the butt of the joke all the time when he could have had, when it's like they didn't let him be cool, and he was the comic relief the whole time. So it was a bit rough, and it immediately loses 3 points just because of that. But it's not a bad movie. You know what I'm saying? It's not a bad movie. So 7 out of 10, man. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. It was so emotional for me when baby Natasha kicked that soldier's arm, took a gun, and said in Russian, "I'll kill you all." I was sold on their relationship from that point on. They could have done anything they wanted to after that. I was like, I believe you. You love that girl. And that's why later when they're all like, when she's all like, "You're not really my sister," I'm, stop lying. I just saw you threaten to kill a squadron of Russian soldiers because you love this girl. Don't fucking lie to me like that. And I think they handled it really well.
All right, Josh, your grade.
Oh, yeah, like I said before, I really struggled with either a 4.5 or a 4. I just went with a solid 4 because I knew that I was going to regret it later if I even got it even close to mediocre. God, dude, it was such a slog to watch. It was painful to watch. Definitely wasn't cool. I don't know. I know Yello said it was cool. I don't see anything cool about this movie or stylistic. Maybe when she does her little pose. No, it was just long and drawn out. Could have been like half an hour shorter. Not enough action, and the action scenes that they did have were hard to watch. Nonsense.
Not enough action is crazy, bro. That's crazy.
That's just my opinion. I never want to see this movie again. That's it. So
it had a lot of action scenes though. A lot
of action sequence. A lot of them.
Are you running out to watch it again? Or are you trying to go to the theater to see it again?
No. But hold on. Because I have an Android box, I can watch it anytime at home for free.
Even if you, even on your house. No, it's all good. Even on your Android box, you can be watching some other shit, anything else.
No, I'm gonna watch it again. I'm gonna watch it again.
That's cool, man. Enjoy it. I hope you enjoy it again.
And 32.
Yello, I hope you enjoy it the third or fourth time you see it.
What's your ranking on it?
I'm gonna go with a 6. Go with a 6. So I'm sandwiched in between. What the hell?
No, I'm like further. I'm 1 degree further away from you guys.
Yeah, I'm sandwiched in between these guys, which is funny because I'm sandwiched between the panel and I'm sandwiched with the score. I'm at a 6. There are things
I'm at
like
a 6 too.
Okay. So we meet in the middle. So that's funny how we're both opposed too. So that's funny from panel to the opposite. Yeah, we're the Sixers, man. Like I said, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I'm like, let's see, movies MCU that I couldn't stand. Probably Thor: The Dark World and Captain Marvel. I couldn't stand those two. Especially, I'm a big fan of God, what's that villain in Thor: The Dark World? I already forgot he was Malekith. Malekith. I love that character, and see, I love that character. I forgot he was in that movie. That's how forgettable he was. He's he's Taskmaster essential villain, and they fucked that up. And yet somehow we got a good Vulture. We got a good Loki, we got a good Killmonger, and we got a good Thanos. Why is it when they get a good villain, the villain shines, but when the villain's bad, it is like there's really no middle ground. Yeah, it's an
important part of a movie. The antagonist has to be compelling. It has to be. It's the other half of the movie. You know what I'm saying? Yes. That's one of the reasons why Thanos was such a great. I think the reason why they did such a great job with Thanos is because they treated him like a protagonist in Infinity War.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's significantly less compelling in Endgame. He is. But, like, he didn't really have to be compelling. He just had to show up and be cool at the end, which he did. You know what I'm saying? That last hour is fucking peak comic book cinema, fam. Like, it's just... not the first time, but the second time I watched it, I literally had a stream of tears coming out of one eye watching that last hour. Not because I was like sad because I knew Tony Stark was gonna die. I did not care that Tony Stark died. All you people, Tony is whatever, fine. It was, I get it, you know what I'm saying? But like just how beautiful it was, how exciting it was, how like cool the shit was happening. There was all of these superheroes that I like grew up being excited about. Just reading comics when I did, mostly watching a bunch of animated stuff, playing video games. The fucking score is incredible, bro. It's
Yeah,
incredible, man.
And that's the same
Oh.
thing for me when it comes to Endgame. The first half of the movie, well, first 10, 20 minutes, and then that last hour, that last hour where they're just fighting and everything, that is classic comic book shit. I don't care what anybody says. It's classic.
I like the first
comic
hour.
shit.
I like the first
I
hour.
will say
Aside from
this,
the rat.
The score,
from they get to the time travel, that's where it kills it.
Yeah, as soon as they start time travel, I'm like, all right. Okay. And there's still
Score-
cool moments, but as soon as it starts time travel, I'm like, okay, guys, this is
Yeah.
Well, you know they're going to do time travel. We knew that from the beginning. I mean, obviously they have to.
Yep, that's how you set up Kang the Conqueror.
I did really like the score in Black Widow. I noticed that mostly towards the end of.
Oh, the score was good.
Yeah, the score was really good. I will say that. I'll give you that, Black Widow.
The score is really good.
it was good. It was great. Oh,
So now we're
what if, bro? What
Yeah.
if?
What if trailer,
the fuck
guys?
if? Oh my god!
I love peace.
What is this? You gotta make it big, right? I'm not gonna have
Yeah.
to look at it like this.
I just watched the new Rockstar.
VidIQ and shit. I don't want to look at VidIQ. I see that shit enough.
Hold on, bro. It's coming. There we go. Let me start it over at the beginning again.
Oh, you got.
That was a big screen.
Is
There.
that me?
Peace.
Is
I
it the
love
internet
peace.
again?
I'd
Nope,
be out of
you
a
good?
job with peace.
I'm good.
You sound a little staticky for me. Is it just me?
No, it's probably me, but that's because
Damn, that Canadian internet, huh? Can't share and stream at the
We
same
get
time.
kicked
Bro.
off the stream, man. It's been a great stream. That shut us down.
Yeah,
Josh-
facts. Yeah, no,
Josh-
definitely. No,
No,
he
no,
was saying
I'm
when they
saying-
kill the
Oh,
I'm
stream,
yeah,
saying
sorry,
we're all
guys.
going to be out. Is what I meant. Yeah.
It's
yeah.
gonna go black. Yo,
I'm so
and
excited.
yo,
for
and
this.
Jeffrey Wright, bro, being the Watcher, bro. Come on, man, perfect casting.
Yeah,
Jeffrey
man.
Wright,
That's good stuff, man.
Peoples.
I love that.
Where you want to be?
This is all just.
Question, isn't it?
Look at how gorgeous it is. Like
The animation, so nice.
Is different.
for real.
One
They were smart to animate it too.
Howard the
If
Duck.
this was live action, they'd be spending like
Yeah.
$1 billion.
Slow down a little
Yeah,
bit.
come on, that'd be ridiculous.
They can't be doing it.
Not me.
I
I
get
respect
it.
that personally.
Yeah. And it's a good way because people are dumb. It's a good way. Like Lunga brought this up. People are going to be able to tell the difference between what's canon and what's not. Because people are dumb and they wouldn't be able to
Yeah,
understand
for
that
real.
what ifs. If it looked like real people, they would be
I
like,
am the Watcher.
oh my God.
I observe all that transpires here, but I do not, cannot.
I so want to see that zombie episode so bad.
Yes. I want to see every single thing that they've shown me here.
Yeah, me too.
Like, there's
me too.
not one thing that I'm like, Even just seeing Hawkeye pull back the fucking bow, I'm like, what the fuck? Whose head?
Yeah, whose head? That's what I'm like. Whose head is that?
I said never
Is it Tony?
flies solo.
Is that some kind of catchphrase?
The Kree, bro? Come on, man.
You had me worried for a second.
Had me
to
worried
face the unknown and ponder the
for
question.
a second. Yo, I'm so hyped about that, bro. I'm so
Me
hyped about it.
too.
It just looks so much. It's just, yeah, I can't.
And I think if they do it right, it could be the best series that they have so far.
Well, that would be easy.
Right.
I think it's gonna be the best one.
Hey, that wouldn't be that hard to do.
I actually think it's gonna be the best one. I truly, genuinely like. I feel like that's gonna be the most enjoyable one. Genuinely speaking, I think that is one that people who are comic book fans and normies can enjoy. I think because comic fans are gonna, they can go into a look at like these are just warped, these are just warped. What if, literally, no pun intended, ideas if so and so happened. I actually own a bunch of what if issues. Funnily
Yes.
enough, there was a '80s one called "What If Jane Foster Became Thor," and they named her Thori in that book. I
Yep.
have that. I also have a "What If
The
Peter
name was
Parker
terrible.
What if Peter Parker became the Punisher?" I'll
Yep.
take her that. I'll
Oh,
take
yeah.
her as that over Thor. I'll be that guy. But yeah, there's a lot of fun stories. There was a lot of fun
Mhm.
one-off stories, and this show they don't. What's cool is you don't have to watch every episode to understand it. You can jump in, watch it, and they can
it's
jump up.
anthologies.
So you don't have to I think that is something that a lot of modern TV has been lacking. There's some that are like that, but a lot of TV,
Black Mirror
everything
is one
is
of my favorites.
you have to watch everything to understand it. This show, you can dive into an episode and it looks like you can enjoy your probably 20, 30 minutes and then jump out. And if you really like it, well then consume more of it. So it's nice to have
but that is such a niche like genre though, like the anthology story thing. It's not it's not really something that I think you can have a bunch of different shows doing that. So it's always going to be kind of few and far between.
Black Mirror.
Well, Guardians of the Galaxy was niche, and it
Twilight Zone.
300 million in the U.S.
No, what I mean is, but that's a different thing. Those are taking some deep cut characters and then making a movie out of it. Like having an anthology style television show is a very niche kind of genre of television show. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they have them within each. They have them.
Are we sure it's like that? Because I heard that they changed it. I heard that they changed it to where they're doing seasons and they're going to be like forming an Avengers type team. So you see when the screen switches from the original Avengers to show Star-Lord and all of them together, I think that's going to be the Avengers team for the series. And from what I read is that they're going to be doing Caesars where they're going around the multiverse. That's the last thing I read about it. Yeah. And they called it Guardians of the Multiverse or some shit like that. Hold on, I'm gonna look for it. Yeah.
Oh, for the third movie?
No, for the what if.
Oh, for the I see. That sounds like a good what if episode. Here's the thing. I agree with Yello. It is a very niche idea. He's right. He's absolutely right. However, because the Marvel branding is so strong, there will at least be a set audience that will watch it just because of the brand alone. You have that to your advantage. So it's niche, absolutely. But the brand recognition is what's going to get people to watch this show.
We know all of course,
of course, and that's another part too. You're right.
You see, hold on.
Do you think we'll have any connection to the TVA? I know that we're still one more episode away from Loki, so maybe there's some connection with.
This is what you see this picture here. This is what I heard they're going with. Guardians of the Multiverse.
Cool.
Right. So it's gonna have Thor.
So there'll be a bunch of episodes where they set up a bunch of different versions of these different characters.
Yes.
And then somewhere along the end, they'll team up and do some dope shit together.
Yes.
So then that would make it not a one and done. That would not make it a one and done episode format. That actually was the opposite of that. So it is a more episodic formula.
It'll be seasonal, I guess, is what they're saying. Kind of like American Horror Story type shit.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be more than more than one season because they already confirmed the second one. Yeah,
definitely.
So.
Thank you for clarifying that. I did not know that.
No problem. This is rumors, though. This isn't confirmed. But
exactly.
I can easily
that's
see
what
how
I heard
they
of the
could do that.
I think you're right, though. Yeah, you're right. It's a rumor, but that poster is pretty telling. I'm not going to deny when evidence
is fan made. Somebody made
face.
That. That's not.
No. Actually,
no.
That's actually the
that's
legitimate
official?
poster. Yeah, that's official poster.
The writings.
No, that was official poster.
That
was an official poster that I see.
Okay.
It was some. I can't remember what I watched it on. It was a video where they were talking about it, and I think it was a Disney video or someone who follows Disney or something like that. But yeah, that was definitely official from what I
don't think there's no way they made a Guardians of the Multiverse poster and it's real. I mean, I guess it could have leaked. I guess.
I'm gonna check.
I was gonna say let's all be
check it. You can check it out. Yeah. You guys
find
check
out.
It out.
I don't know. It just seems kind of strange, but it is a dope idea though. So I could definitely go for that.
Well, I mean, it would make sense if they're trying to make this more than one. You know?
Yeah. I mean, they could make it. Sure. I don't see why they wouldn't just be able to do an episode by episode or maybe 2-3 episodes in one story or something like that. But yeah, no, it definitely makes sense. There's no reason to think that it's not true aside from the fact that it hasn't been confirmed. That's all I'm saying.
No, I get you.
But I'm super hype about this shit, man. I'm
definitely going to be doing a round table for it. So if you want in,
what does that mean?
I know
round
exactly
table?
what those are.
Yeah, I've never seen the round tables.
Oh well,
Oh, they're fun.
yeah, man. It's a panelist, and we talk about it. The episode we do it each week. Talk about the episode,
Like-
goods, the bads, predictions.
Yeah.
And when
Yeah.
like you do it like the next day or whatever.
Actually, no, because of everybody's schedule, we do it on Sunday.
Oh, okay, so specifically every Sunday. Oh, swag! I would
Yeah.
love to be a part of that. Absolutely.
All right, got you, man. I'm gonna find out who's gonna be on the panel, how much people I'm gonna have, and I'll just 32 if you want in. And if I have room, I'll have you in there too. No problem. Are you gonna watch it?
we'll see
I'm
what
going to
happens.
actually watch this one. Just let
Okay.
me know what time it's in advance, because there are times I do work at the workplace on Sundays, and I
Okay.
wouldn't mind doing a temporary adjustment at my work to work around this, because I could work around it. Especially this will probably be like 10 Sundays of my life, or 15 of them. That's cool. I can work something out so I can get, especially. I mean, what are you thinking? I mean, I know it's a bit early to ask, but what do you think is the earliest time possible?
We usually do 9 o'clock.
Oh, well, then
8:39.
I'm good. Oh, well, then I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm in.
8:39.
Yeah, I should at least be in for a handful of panels for that. At the least be in for that. Okay, never mind. I thought I was thinking like, because I know Chris Knight has been doing like his 3 to 4 p.m. thing with Loki, with Comic Chat and all those guys.
Yeah, the reason why we do it at 5 is because we do 5, and then at 8:30 we have to do the Bad Batch.
Oh,
Yeah, so we have 2
you guys
in one
are
day.
multitasking.
Yeah, we do 2 in one day.
Oh.
That's why. So yeah, we'll definitely have that. Now there's another trailer, and I'm not a fan of it. So I know Yello is. I don't know if Josh watched it, but The Witcher.
I played the game. Not really. Didn't watch the show though. So
That's crazy, bro. I don't know how y'all could. It was like the biggest thing happening. It was
not that crazy.
January 2020. It was like it was right before quarantine when it was like the biggest thing that people. I guess Tiger King
I was
kind of
watching a lot
fucking.
of.
Oh my god,
I was watching a lot
I
of
love
series though.
I love
Yeah,
Tiger
y'all
King.
watch Tiger King, huh? Yeah. Guess what? I didn't watch that
Tiger
bullshit.
King. No.
Word. Shout out
I
to
didn't
you,
watch that.
Josh.
I was watching Ratchet. I was watching the new season of The Boys. I was watching the Lovecraft Country. I was watching all types of.
Well, that
Oh,
was
Lovecraft Country.
That was
is
way later.
fire. Have you seen it?
yeah. No, I was a little disappointed with Lovecraft Country. But
Really?
it dropped the ball on some things, I think, that it set up. And then I don't know, man. The first 2 episodes were amazing. They were like just the greatest things that I'd ever seen, and that's after I'd already watched HBO The Watchmen, right? Which is the pinnacle of those series, is where they're taking this, like with what they're doing with blending black and genre stuff. You know what I'm saying? When they're taking these things and put them together and telling an interesting story using factual stuff, and then kind of mixing in their magic with it. If you haven't seen The Watchmen, you're fucking up your life. Go watch it.
Ouch.
I think
I don't agree on that one. But you
The
like
Watchmen movie or
The
the
show.
TV show?
The show.
Oh, I
show,
like
the
the
series.
show too. I like.
Don't
it.
Oh,
like
it's
the
fucking
show.
amazing. It's
I like
absolutely
it.
amazing.
But are you a fan of the movie 32?
I like it. I don't necessarily love it. I mean, I still have my gripes with Zack Snyder on the movie too. I mean, I find it the lesser of 2 evils versus the HBO Max show or HBO show, whichever streaming was. I find just to be the lesser of 2 evils as far as Watchmen goes. That's the 12-issue story, and that's all she wrote for me.
The reason why I asked is because most people that love the movie hate the show. You know what I mean?
I've heard
That
that,
hasn't
and
been
I'm
my
a rare guy
experience.
that's not wild on either.
I just
Okay.
like the movie, so maybe I would like the show. I don't know.
I just like the movie too. I really didn't like the
the
movie.
watching the movie.
I'm not wild on the movie. I don't even like the director's cut of it. I don't even like the director's cut of it.
Yeah, I don't even think I've seen it, but
Did you
I
guys,
think Yellow likes the movie and the show.
Okay.
I like the show way more than I like the movie, but the movie was
Oh, really?
the movie was also
Okay.
very interesting and fun. I can see there were a lot. You know, there's Zack Snyder has a particular way of telling story that I'm not the biggest fan of, but
Gotcha.
but the characters were so interesting and shit that I was like, yeah, just give me more of this. And then the series came out, and they did, and with a different kind of spin on it that I really appreciated. You know what I'm saying? I just thought it was amazing, and I think Lovecraft Country was. I think Lovecraft Country, the reason why it got picked up was because Watchmen was so such a hit, or not picked up because they were picked up like around the same time. But the reason why it got pushed is because Watchmen was such a hit, and they wanted to do it again, and it just kind of fell flat a little bit towards the end. I think it starts off really strong, and it has a couple of really, really amazing episodes in there, like the body horror episode where girly Ruby is jumping in and out of that shit is fucking when she's becoming the white woman and working in JCPenney and then coming out of the body when she's doing that shit was absolutely amazing. Also, the time travel stuff with Mom Dukes, that was like the different worlds, the alien thing, but it was weird. And I know that's a thing about Lovecraft, it gets super weird, so I'm like, all right, that's fine, but it felt like an episode in a different show, you know what I'm saying? And then pretty much after that there was a lot of like Deus Ex Machina stuff happening, and then there were some moments to explore some of the themes that they had set up with like some of the social aspects that they had, and they kind of just fell flat, specifically with Michael K. Williams, who is such an incredible actor, you know what I'm saying? Like that, the fact that they sort of wasted him toward the end there. It just felt like a missed opportunity for me. And I think, again, the story that they set up in the beginning was so compelling. And then it became like the first 2 episodes were so great. And I wasn't sure. I was like, where are they going next? Like, what does the story look like? And then it just kind of became like theme. It kind of became like villain of the week kind of thing, like a theme of the week kind of show. Like next was like Indiana Jones, this Indiana Jones thing, and I was like, I don't really care about this. And then there was like the next one was the haunting house thing. I was like, I don't care about this. Then it was Indiana Jones story. I was like, this isn't the puzzles aren't even very interesting. And then like, so it's like, and then they did the weird little girl stuff where old girl was possessed and then she had the demon babies chasing her. That was a great episode, I think. And even then there were some moments that they could have done a little better. I don't know. It's a good show, but it's nowhere near as good as it set itself up to be.
Man, that end when he dies at the end, I was like, I did not fucking think they were gonna kill the dude.
I absolutely thought that was gonna happen.
Really?
That's a thing about Lovecraft. There's no happy endings.
Yeah, that's true.
That's fucking crazy, bro. I was like,
to me, it was a semi-anthology series based on.
It was though, but it wasn't.
It wasn't fully Black Mirror, where it's just like every episode is completely different. It's like we go off on our little side quest. We have our body horror episode, time travel episode.
You love fucking Black Mirror, eh?
Oh yeah, I love Black Mirror a lot. And there's specific, but I know why you don't like it. You saw the guy fuck the pig, and you're like, oh, that's it. That's the end of that. Even though every other episode,
pig.
That was the first one. That's what everybody always goes to.
I just never watched it.
No, mine was the fucking virtual reality thing with Anthony Mackie.
That was the first one you saw?
No, that's not the first one I saw. That was the episode that had me like, I'm not watching this no more.
I mean, I don't even hate that episode. I think that's a pretty good episode. The Fighting Vipers episode.
You're fucking mad.
it's not in my top. It's not in my top 5 Black Mirror episodes. No, I'm saying it was an interesting story. I'm not saying it's the best.
What is that? Is that the gay one? Everybody, is he gay? Is he not gay? That's that one. And you guys were like, "Oh, we can't handle that. Too gay."
No, I like
that man. I just didn't.
No, it's interesting. It's an interesting take on virtual reality and where we're headed. As far as like video games again. Well, it is what it is. But getting back to Lovecraft Country, there was only really one episode I hated, and that was when Jonathan Majors goes to Japan to meet his girlfriend in the past or whatever. That one was an episode I actually kind of knew. I was like, this episode is going to be trash. I think I kind of tuned out. And I was like, you know what? I can feel it.
It was Korea.
Korea.
Sorry,
yeah.
I liked all the episodes. I really thought it was a good series.
He didn't go back. It was the flashback, right? When he was in Korea, because he was in the Korean War or whatever.
He didn't go back through time. I meant like it was a flashback.
Or go back in the present day to meet her again, because then she just shows up at the house or whatever. It was weird. It was weird. Right. And she was just like a snake lady, but she was like a fox demon, but she was just like a snake lady. It was weird. Yeah. It was weird.
Yeah.
So we got another
just a plot device. She was weird. I don't know. There was a lot of stuff at the end that was like.
I love Abby Lee Kershaw, the main.
Which one is that?
She's in the Neon Demon. One of the girls, the blonde.
I don't know what you're saying. Oh, the blonde lady. Okay, yeah. Oh, the white woman, right? The white woman.
Yeah.
So Watchers. She was
Watchers season 2. Now I haven't watched season 1. I don't think Witcher. My bad. And you know what? When I was googling it today, for some reason I kept putting Watcher. I'm like Watcher.
There's a what if on the mind, bro. You couldn't wait for Jeffrey Wright.
I like the third video game. It's a lot of fun. That's all I have.
Fucking amazing. Amazing.
I like Drill and
amazing
Soul
game.
Calibur too. Yep.
So let's see how this trailer looks out.
Soul Calibur
Geralt.
6.
Yes.
Geralt.
He was in Soul Calibur, yes.
Character
It's hilarious.
I need to understand some things.
Never seen Star Wars. I really like Yoda in the GameCube version of Soul
So
Calibur.
Calibur.
Hey, Yoda's sick, man. Don't be hating on Yoda. in Soul
Yeah,
Calibur.
Yoda was tough.
You're home. Finally.
Who the hell are you?
Bro, I'm so excited for this goddamn show, fam.
Afraid.
Obviously, y'all never having watched any of the season, you don't know what any of this is, so I don't know why we're looking at this trailer right now, but
It may maybe
I mean,
pique
the
my
production
interest.
value looks awesome. The costume design looks great. Set
Oh,
design
it's
looks
gorgeous.
great. Love the cinematography.
actually,
I think
the
I like
first
Henry
series,
Cavill, man. Aside from
the
really
first
like
season
that.
definitely has some budget issues though, so that's it's
it doesn't look like this.
Netflix. For the most part, it does, but then there are moments where it really does not. You know how Netflix is, man. That first season, you be like, all right, do what you can with this much. Oh, it's a hit. Second
Yeah.
season, you can have all the money.
Did you guys see the Ratchet show?
It's
Well,
dangerous,
Miss
right?
Ratchet?
No, no.
Can
Pretty,
find
it's worth the watch.
power.
It's pretty good.
I
You
doubt
like
it.
Purpose.
data? You're just saying that
Yeah.
to be contradictory?
No, I doubt it.
More than you
Like
bargained for.
a whole. How long is it? I think.
I want to say like
I think.
10 episodes.
Yeah, I think you can get away with 3 or 4. I think, but at that length, I wonder if
It's-
there's.
So let me ask you: is it just me, or does it look like season 2 is going to be centered around that girl more than it is?
It's
gonna be around-
definitely going to be
Bet.
centered around the girl.
Bet.
Absolutely.
It's bet. I already heard an interview with Henry Cavill about a year ago, and I can tell he was trying to dance around his words. And you know, when you hear an audio interview, you don't see a face. It's hard to pick up the facial emotions. But he does not sound really wildly enthused that it feels like the title character is now becoming a supporting role in his own story, which was one of my complaints on Black Widow. Is I felt Natasha became a supporting character in her own movie.
Someone's
And now
People
I'm
keep
seeing
saying that, and I don't see it.
I feel like Henry Cavill has become a victim of that, and yeah, I like Henry Cavill. I don't know the other girl, so I'm not gonna rag on her. I've never seen her or anything. She might be
Yeah.
good. She might be all right. I don't know, so I'm not gonna rag on her. But
She's fine.
I definitely
She's fine.
am seeing
She's
it.
nothing spectacular.
I'm seeing a pattern of these. It reminds me of The Flash when I watched the early CW seasons. I used to love that show, but later as time went on, it became the Iris West show with The Flash, Barry Allen being the supporting character in his own show, and I got really annoyed.
really?
at that.
I never got that. I didn't.
Oh
get
my
that.
That's
god!
also not
I
true.
Rewatch
That's
it.
also
I
not
do
true.
like
Rewatch it.
that.
But
Rewatch it.
Which-
but Barry,
It's more
Barry
about the
does.
team. It's about
Yeah.
the whole team. Like,
Oh, the
team
Cisco has his
dynamic?
moment.
It
Stretchy
becomes the
Man has
team
his
over
moment.
the Flash. Yes.
No,
Yeah.
it definitely
Caitlin
becomes
Snow
team
has
too,
her shit.
but trust me, rewatch seasons 4 through 5. Oh, bad.
I watched all. I only stopped watching last season.
Oh, this
I'm
season is
excited for
fucking
the next
horrible
Flash, man. Oh,
This
is
is
it? Oh, wait,
I
is
didn't
it
see
8?
it.
Huh?
Wait a second, hold on. I'm having a little bit of a blur. I know they beat
Yeah.
the Mirror Woman, or the Mirror Woman beat herself,
In
right?
the
Yes.
beginning. In the
That,
beginning
we're
of
done
this
with that.
season.
And
Yeah.
They were done with that.
Now what?
Then
Now
it was
what's
the
going
Speed
on?
Forces, so right? So it was
Speed
three.
Forces of
the
women,
different
yeah.
forces. The different
Yes.
forces.
There's
the different
different
forces.
ones. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
different
yeah.
ones.
Was
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Still
right,
They
right,
Forces
right.
spawned the
involved?
different forces.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm having a little
All
bit
of
of
them.
blur. It's not focused. Like one that each season used to be like, all right, this season's Savitar. This season is the Thinker. This season is we have one main central.
Well, you have to
antagonist.
blame COVID for this season, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
fine.
Only
yeah.
a little bit. It's only a little bit. There's only the first maybe 2 episodes, I think. Or it
Because
might
this
be
is
just
like-
the first episode. No, the
this
first
one
2
I'm kind
No,
of-
episodes.
first couple
Yes,
episodes, yeah.
Yeah, it's the first 2. Then they
This
finish
one-
it and then they
Yes.
get into the next
And
one.
Yeah.
and then they meet into the Force, but now they're getting into Godspeed, right?
Is it
So
could be
now-
August Hart as
Is
Godspeed?
that another one?
He's a speedster.
He's a
who
speedster,
Can make,
yeah.
He can make multiples of himself, like literally at one time. He can be in
What?
multiple places. He was this detective named August Hart
He
who
was
had
really good. I thought
Yeah.
underused.
He was in the Joshua Williamson Rebirth series. He was the first arc of the Rebirth run. He actually, it was a really cool story. Barry and August used to work together, but August had more of like a Jason Todd thing going on, where he's a bit more rebellious, even though he wanted to do good as a CSI like Barry. But except he was a bit, like I say, he's a bit more Jason Todd. So he was taking things a little bit too far. And his arc, well, towards the end of Williamson's run, well, August's character kind of backfired, and then Eobard Thawne.
I remember Godspeed. Godspeed is the one that the daughter fought in the future.
He was in the future during the Nora season,
Yeah.
Whoa, what? Is that what happened on the show?
Yeah, did you watch?
You didn't
I didn't get that far. I stopped.
The daughter had a whole season.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure her season is season 5.
Yeah, or something like that. Season 6.
Maybe
it's all Nora.
Season 5,
the whole season.
Yeah, Nora was season 5.
She's introduced in season 4 during the crossover episode. She shows up because they're getting married or whatever, and she shows up to like say hi, and I'm like, that girl looks suspiciously like if Grant and Iris had a baby. It's like if Candace Patton and fucking Grant Gustin had a baby, that lady looks like her. But I'm just gonna ignore that for now. And then she shows up, and it's all
is the blood man, and then there's the mirror woman. Blood man is first half, and then the mirror woman's last half, and they carry it on into the next one. And she's like, you know what?
Well, they didn't get to finish it.
Well, I was gonna say, she was like, you know what, you got. Oh, spoilers. Sorry, Nick Wise. We're talking about.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Go all the way with it.
He's out.
He's out.
Go all the way with it.
Seriously,
go all in.
No, I know. I'm so sorry.
I'm your encourager.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, then the mirror woman was like, you know what? You guys were right the whole time. This is bad what I'm doing. I'm just gonna.
It was the power of friendship. It was the power of friendship. It was weird as fuck.
Was really
It's talk no jutsu. It was full blooded Naruto's convincing the bad guy not to be bad no more, and it fucking worked. I was like, I am done with this show.
She was a beast.
It was bad. It was bad.
She was a beast. So like I thought, like she was gonna be the one, and then
she was acting.
Like, never mind.
She was acting her ass off, bro. She was doing a good job acting, but
no, I didn't think she was bad as playing the Mirror Master. I just thought the show itself was just like, oh my god, this is so cringy.
The writing is really bad,
terrible. And I'm finding since maybe the Thinker. From those seasons on, the villains have just been trash, man.
Agreed.
Absolute trash.
Yeah, the Blood Man. The Blood Man. That was
the Blood Man was horrible, man.
And then they even had like the end title.
Blood Work.
Yeah,
Blood Work.
He's coming. Dun, 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 dun. I'm like, yeah, we're just gonna kick his ass next episode. Why'd you guys bulk that up so much?
And then that CGI of him at fight at the end of that was bad, man.
I don't even remember.
I was gonna say, I'm trying to flex like I remember. I don't even
fully block that shit out.
Before I hopped off, I noticed the CGI getting substantially worse over time because I actually revisited season 1, 2, and 3 like within the last year, and like granted, CGI for the most part doesn't age well, but it still felt passable. Like I could watch it and still be entertained. But I'd see like some of the moments in 4, which I still enjoy 4. But I definitely noticed it was starting to get a lot worse CGI-wise around 4. Luckily, I was intrigued by a Thinker, so it kept me watching. But I noticed the CGI had dropped off insanely. Like, I don't know if like there was like a budget issue at the time. I don't know. I never looked into the logistics of it. But it was getting bad.
You see, what I
think really bad.
What I think is they were, because they had a lot of episodes like Grodd episodes. You know, the CGI in that one was pretty good.
It was amazing. It was amazing.
And then right.
And King Shark too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's the one where Grodd and King Shark fight, which was really good, and then there's the one where Grodd takes Flash's power, which was really good, and then the one where they kidnap Flash and he has to fight the other gorilla. That one was good too, right? So I think like for those episodes, they go all out with their CGI,
right?
But and then there's other episodes. Yeah, there's other episodes where
you get the same little streak running around the city.
So then the Speed Force doesn't look all that good then in those other scenes. Then
And some of them,
I
not
don't
just
know.
the
I don't
Speed
know.
Force, but some of the villains and stuff, the other villains, it's like, yeah, you wasted your budget on something else in this show. And because when they did Blood Work, it was horrible, man. It
Yeah,
was
I
really
don't
bad.
see a villain like that translating well to that limited budget. If you're talking like season 1 or 2 budget, I can see Bloodwork faring very well. But what you guys are telling me, it sounds like they were saying, okay, let's try to put minimum effort into how Bloodwork looks, but hope to get maximum, results in return. Hope that some people will somehow embrace it. And
I
obviously,
give
it sounds
that
like you guys
actor.
didn't.
I give him props. He tried his best. He was like, blood work. He put all
Oh,
his
that's
all his-
Mohinder, bro. He been giving it up
Mohinder.
since Heroes. We gotta respect him.
Yeah, Mohinder, I liked him as well. I mean, Heroes' first season was
Work
good.
is
but-
trash.
Yeah.
I got it. People say that about Heroes. The first season is amazing. The
Yes.
second season is good.
Yes.
And then it's like,
yeah, absolutely. You see, the problem with Heroes was, and I hated it, is what they did with Sylar, because they kept good, bad. They couldn't make up their mind whether they wanted to make him good or bad, and that was one of the issues that I had. And I think that was probably season 3, because I think season 3 was the season that just shit the bed.
I don't mind that if it's organic. You can have multiple arcs, like Hawk. Hawk is like one of my favorite characters in Cobra Kai, so he's like good, bad. He's constantly.
I wouldn't say
bad, and then he's like,
good.
but I
first
was a
season
nerd
they're-
last week. He wasn't really.
Oh, you
I
don't
he's
like
not
him?
good, bad. No, I don't.
No.
I don't.
Well,
Well,
not-
I think
not
he's
as many.
I think he's a compelling character, but he's not. There's not much teetering as much as there's just like, oh yeah, I was just a nerd getting beat up with those guys last week. Oh well,
Well,
let me
that's
hurt somebody.
starts,
Like
then
he's
hurt
fucking.
somebody, then he goes back. Yeah.
Does he? You say go back. Like he starts off mad pussy, then he gets tough and becomes a bully, and he's kind of just been a bully since then.
Right.
He's
Right.
like he has glimpses where he's supposed to show remorse, but then he just does the wrong shit again anyway. So I don't know
until
about this.
the final season where he
goes to good
where he
again.
finally goes completely good, right? So I just
What?
wanted to
When?
show you guys.
Where did that happen already? I don't remember.
Yeah. When they were fighting in the house, he
Yeah,
switches
he just
over.
makes it. He's like, you know what?
Yeah, he
I'm gonna be good now.
switches over and
Did he? Oh,
And he
yeah, I
helps
forgot
them out,
about that, but that's fine. Sure. Then everything that I said was wrong. And he's having some kind of interesting thing happening, I guess.
So I'll show you what blood work looked like on the Flash, just so you guys can see a little bit. Quick, bro.
Cheese. Give me
I like
full
his nose
cheese.
better.
I like my
You
full
see-
cheese.
Wait, hold
I
on.
hate-
Red.
I hate it.
Well,
You
then you
like
must
the
hate
Ezra
Booster
Miller's?
Gold.
The outfit, I'm saying, not his
Oh,
character.
You liked Ezra
Shellhead
Miller's Flash
suit?
outlet from Justice League?
Yeah,
The outfit?
yeah, I like
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That shit is
Oh,
dope.
Really? I didn't
Yeah.
like it.
That shit is dope, bro.
I didn't like
Because
it. That's
fabric makes
interesting.
so much more sense, right?
Yeah.
Honestly, I
I'm
don't
not
care
talking
what
about the
makes
future
sense.
shit.
It's
I wasn't talking
comic
about the
books.
future one. The future one's alright
Comics
too.
defy
But I like the
physics.
one.
No, the
initial-
future one is ridiculous.
No, I'm
The
saying
satellite,
that's
the shit he cobbles together from the
It's not
satellite
terrible.
pieces, and that shit
Yeah.
is great. He looks amazing. And even when they have the crossover, when he shows up on the Flash show, bro, Barry's like, "Oh,
yeah, well,
your
you don't
suit
like
is so
the future
cool.
one, though,
It
with
looks
the
so.
mask
It looks so.
coming
I don't like anything about that Justice League bullshit. He's like, specifically the Nightmare sequence, whatever that. I don't
Yeah.
care.
don't know.
I'm interested to see Deathstroke. Now, sure, but then he had like a terrible mohawk, and I'm like,
It
just
was
cut the rest of
pretty
it
bad.
off. What are we doing? And then he doesn't do anything. It's not like he's just standing around in the background. Batman's having. That's not what we're talking about. When Grant Gustin's Flash says to Ezra Miller's Flash, "You look so safe inside that. Looks so protected." Like that shit is exactly why he made it, and it makes perfect sense, and it looks really cool.
I can't do
I
the
like that
shopping.
suit.
Hey, you like what you like. I like my shiny red and yellow suit. I like when
I like the red and
comics are
yellow
not
suit too.
ashamed to look like cheesed out. I like the cheese look. The more unrealistic, the better for me. Like one of my favorite DC
Ashamed.
characters is Booster Gold. I love Booster Gold for his full cheesiness. I want that full blue and gold element. I want it with Ted Core
Yeah,
Blue
but
Beetle cheesy outfit
you
and
can-
all.
You can do that with Boost. Well, nah.
Probably
I don't know,
can't.
man. It just some of that stuff. Nah, I think with Booster Gold you probably could, especially now that the MCU has paved the way for like comic book costumes. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like people, it's not crazy anymore. We can get yellow and blue or yellow and brown Wolverine now
But would they
because of
mute
what
the colors though? Would they mute the colors? I want the shiny.
They
I
started
want
off the
shiny
X-Men
colors.
with that, the first X-Men with that. Yeah, we're in the Matrix era still, like all black
Yeah,
X-Men.
yeah.
Which I didn't
Blade.
hate. I like that too, but it's definitely not comic accurate. Blade,
Yeah.
I
but
remember
Blade, I understand.
Cyclops' joke was good.
No,
I
I
will
mean,
say
it's because of
Cyclops'
Blade
joke was
that they-
good. Oh,
It's
yeah,
because of
you're
what?
right. That was 98. He's right. No,
The yellow
Yellow's right.
spandex or whatever.
Yeah, Yellow's right. Blade was in 98.
Because Matrix and X-Men came out like around the same time.
Matrix is 99 and X-Men was 2000.
Right. It was like one right after another.
Yeah.
Is
right?
anybody excited for the new Matrix movie?
I don't
No.
care.
Yeah, I mean, I love the Matrix universe.
They did not. It should have been left alone. Like I was that guy who's overly hyped for the second movie in 03. I was that kid in high school, ready to see it because I loved that first movie. And then all of a sudden, I came out of that movie like with regret. I'm like, wow, I'm eating my own words. I'm eating shit for this. I should never wish for a sequel because the only good thing about it was the action. And then you had a bunch of dialogue with people talking in big words, trying to do this whole exposition, trying to sound smarter than they actually are. And then Colonel Sanders shows up at the end of the movie doing his whole big speech. I'm like, oh God, Colonel Sanders, just give me my.
I am the architect. You don't like the architect?
Nah.
Oh,
he was
I gotta hate on you. I'm gonna be the lone
bring it.
wolf on this, then, man. Yeah, I like the Matrix Reloaded, and I don't.
No,
hate
me
the
too.
Matrix
You're not
Revolution.
alone. I also enjoy the Matrix
I
Reload.
don't-
Now, the Architect was a bit rough, but it wasn't
No, I love The
terrible, and I
Architect. I
really
like-
loved all of the other
That's a
stuff too.
deep
I thought it was just
moment,
cool.
man.
I'm with
Neo finding out-
32.
It's a
Neo
fake.
found out.
It's fake deep. It's fake deep. It's fake deep.
No, the
He
action.
found out there was
music
6
was
other
good.
versions of the one before him.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Yeah,
deep. man. I actually,
It's big.
You know,
Go ahead.
no,
Go
and,
ahead.
and I don't even hate the Matrix Revolutions. I know a lot. I don't
Oh,
love it,
that is
but
worse.
there's good parts
Excuse
of the
me
Matrix
while I
Revolutions,
vomit.
man. No, dude, like when Agent Smith is fully taken over and he gets the Oracle's eyes and he thinks that he's won it at the end and he sees the end. There's more to the Matrix Revolutions than a lot of people think. And it's pretty good. It's not great, but
Do
Revolution.
you remember Andy
It's
Dick
bad.
when he was relevant? Andy Dick was relevant. I had to ask you this just for clarification. Do you remember? You're right. Think what the hell does that have to do with the Matrix? If you have a good memory of Andy Dick, he did a parody back when there was a certain show that used to be relevant where they parodied the Matrix Reloaded. And there was that scene where they were having that like big gathering, a bunch of bodies were all around at that like festival thing. And then and Morpheus was like, machines! But except Andy Dick was like, hey, Morpheus, what can we do at this orgy? What are we going to do? Machines!
Wait, wasn't that like an MTV Awards joke or something like that?
Yes, it was-
I do
yeah.
vaguely remember
Yes.
that. I definitely
And Will Ferrell was
vaguely.
the architect.
I remember.
Will Ferrell was the
crazy.
architect. And Will Ferrell was way better at the
oh
architect
yeah.
than Sanders
I remember
was.
that shit.
I love that Will Ferrell skit because Will Ferrell even makes fun. He says, "Ergo vis-a-vis." You know what? I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm just trying to make myself sound
Yeah,
cool.
because it was nonsense.
right.
It was. It was really fake deep. But everything else about that movie is great, though.
Nah, I don't like
And
that
what
movie,
it does
bro.
for the world, what it does for like how it opens up, because everybody's like, "Oh, you're in the Matrix. Now you get out of the Matrix." Like, no, bitch, we've been here a whole bunch of times. I think what it does for the world is really cool. I just think it's, what?
That
It's just-
CGI scene
I hear
where
a lot
he's
of
fighting
people
all
talk
the
about-
Smiths was
I
absolutely
fucking love that
It
scene.
doesn't
bro.
look
You know how
good.
many times I specifically played the Matrix Reloaded on Xbox just to refight that fight, bro? I fucking love that scene, man. I think
mean,
it's great.
Path of Neo?
Me. I think, was that what it's called? Path of Neo? Was
Yeah.
that what it's called for that?
Path of
I don't
Neo,
remember. I just remember
I
fighting.
never
It was
played that
great, bro. You are crazy.
I
It was
love the
incredible.
Animatrix, man. Yo,
Horrible.
the Animatrix is
Yes,
really good
yes.
too. I really like.
Yeah,
And
no,
John
amazing.
Matrix.
trash.
That's the
Animatrix,
vibes that What If is giving me.
Trash.
What If is giving me Animatrix
was
vibes.
horrible too.
No,
What?
that's all
I
right.
seen that once and that was it. I'm
That's fine.
good.
Yeah,
That is a good comparison, Yellow. What if to the
Yeah,
Animatrix?
yeah.
That actually is true.
it's giving those
There's
vibes.
a lot of,
It's giving those vibes.
Yeah, the art style.
Well, I'm definitely excited for this What If
Star
shit,
Wars
man.
Visions too, man. Star Wars Visions is an anime version, but it's giving those same kind of vibes as Animatrix.
I like anime, but I feel like that did not gel with Star Wars. Not
Oh,
at
it's an
all.
animated Star Wars.
I'm not
in.
sure. I'm not sure if it.
I'm
it
with
Yo,
it, man.
Star
I'm
Wars
not an
Visions,
anime
they
guy
just
anyway, so
you're missing out on a lot of
Are
great
people
storytelling.
doing
I'll tell you that right now, bro.
No, I hear.
lightsaber force powers, like Kamehameha, and they're using their force shit, or is it like that? I gotta
So
watch
this
this
is,
shit.
this is a casual.
you're
We
probably
have
gonna see
anime
some shit like
haters
that.
and a casual anime fan. I feel disrespected.
I'm a
I'm
casual
certainly in the
anime fan?
wrong group of people. I'm so absolutely. The moment you say this, when you say Star Wars and anime and immediately bring up the Kamehameha, you are a casual anime fan. I'm gonna have to
That is a
gatekeep.
casual
I
anime
usually
fan.
don't do this.
No,
I usually don't do this.
gatekeep.
But if
Do it.
DBZ is the go-to joke for Star Wars, it's yes, you're a casual anime fan. Absolutely.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. I
You've been
appreciate
told.
you standing your ground, Yellow. I appreciate you standing your ground. I do. I really mean that.
What?
I appreciate you standing your ground on your opinion. I respect your conviction. I may disagree with you on a lot of things, but I do respect
Oh
your
yeah, me
conviction.
too. I definitely.
You truly do
But I
believe in
respect
what
his
you say. I respect that. I really do respect
I think
Don't be
Yellow
fooled.
believes what he says and what he doesn't say either. He believes it all. Like, fuck that shit.
I don't even know what that means.
For me, like I said, I'm not an anime person. So when I seen the trailer and I was just like, meh, I'll probably skip it.
I hate
I'll
you.
probably skip it.
Yo, it looks amazing. I'm so excited about that shit. I'm so hyped, especially because they're letting people play in the Star Wars world. Star Wars needs different kinds of
I
stories.
agree.
It desperately, it's two things I need Star Wars to do. I desperately need it to grow the fuck up. All right. Like Jesus Christ. I love The Mandalorian. It is Y7 the whole time. I need you don't have to have sex and blood and all kinds of bullshit, but I need some stakes and I need something more than just good versus evil. Right. And I want to see other things. I want to see different kinds of stories. And it looks like we're giving me all of this stuff coming in this Star Wars Visions.
We need more good versus evil. I feel like, especially Marvel nowadays, has doubled down on this sympathetic villain. I want more straight black and white rather than the gray area. I feel like I want.
I'm talking about specific to Star Wars, though. But I'm talking about specific to Star Wars.
I know you are, but I'm saying we are seeing characters starting to blur lines in Star Wars with the Mandalorian, because the Mandalorian, even though he was a good guy, he definitely crossed some lines, which I felt like were worth his decisions.
What lines do you think he crossed that where you were like, ooh, he might be a bad guy?
I'd say he was a gray area guy. I wouldn't go bad guy because those
based on what though? I'm
words.
asking you. Based on what?
Some of the brutal kills. I thought they were badass. Don't get me wrong. I thought they were badass. I felt like it was good for his story. But he did some brutal murders.
Of bad guys.
Yes, of bad guys. But he was still.
That's not. I don't know.
Brutal.
I don't know. That feels. No, that's not what I'm talking about. Like thematic. I'm not talking about how they kill. Because even it's brutal murders. But they cut away at the last, so it's not even like it's real brutal. Like
well,
murders.
that's what makes it even cool is you get the visual in your head. I like when you have love it to the imagination.
I say this and I'll say this and I say it all the time. Like, I know people, oh no, Star Wars is more than that. But for me, just give me fucking Jedi and Sith, man. And I'm good. You know what I mean? For me, that Ahsoka episode is the best episode that Mandalorian has. And then the rest of them are like, meh. So I realize, they're good. They're good. But,
okay, because that's
a few though. Because
there are some problem episodes, absolutely.
Yeah, because it seems more like a side quest story. A lot of the episodes were side quests, and then you get the final.
Not a lot, but when there was a side quest issue, it was a really, really bad episode.
90% of them were nice.
I don't think so.
Really?
Yeah. Well,
the planet,
maybe in season 1 there was more side, but in season 2, I feel like they did a much better job of
the egg, Ahsoka, the prison break. Every
prison
episode
break,
was
the prison break.
Yeah, the prison break.
Hold on, which one did we talk? I need more specifics because I don't know.
The second one where they broke out the Bill Burr guy.
Mayfeld.
Right, but that was important because they needed him to do the other thing, right? So they could have done it in less time, and that's but that's a really good episode too. But they could have done it in less time, but that's not really a Side quest. I don't think.
This is my quietest section of this whole stream, man. I'm just like sitting and listening.
It's all good, but yeah, for me, like even. Well, Ahsoka wasn't really a side quest because they had to do that. But yeah, there were a lot of side quest episodes for it to me.
She was a side quest. It was a good one. It was a good one. But I'd argue that she was a side quest because they were trying to find out information about Grogu, and then they end up fighting. Oh, hey, look, this is just a mission you had to do while you're here in order to obtain information because they had to save that town. That was a side quest.
You see, that's the thing about right. When they go on to save the town, that is a side quest.
Town, that's a side quest.
Yes, and you see, that's the thing, right? For me, it was like, hey, I got some information for you, but you got to do this for me first. And every episode,
but that's not like exactly what happened, though, was it? Did she do that? I'm trying to remember exactly why they went and saved the town because they had the conversation while they got all the information that they needed during that middle lunch sequence or whatever, and then they went and did finish the town business after he got all of the information that he needed.
Yeah, but if I'm not mistaken, she told him that she would give him the information if he helped her out or something like that. I'm not sure. I have to go back and watch the episode, but I believe something like that. It was a
great episode, though.
Yeah, it was absolutely. So for me, I like Mandalorian. I thought it's watchable. Like I said, to me, it's the best thing Disney Star Wars has put out, and I will never say it's better than the prequels.
It's the best thing. It's definitely better than the prequels. I don't even know how you can think it's not better than the prequels. And I love Revenge of the Sith. I love Revenge of the Sith.
And you think Mandalorian is better than Revenge of the Sith?
Yes, I do. I absolutely do. I think it's more. I think it's more interesting from a story standpoint, but I'm a big fan of the trope where you have specifically this trope. I don't use that word lightly. It is a trope where you have the grizzled old kind of like retired. I'm done with this shit. Old, incredibly skilled killer paired up with the fucking basically useless child, and then he has to like grow because of it, and he has to protect it, and it turns out to be more useful than you thought it was. Like I love Man on Fire with Denzel and Dakota Fanning. I love Leon the Professional. I love Lone Wolf and Cub. I love this trope. You know what I'm saying? Like I love these films. So it was I was a mark from the beginning when they decided to do that at the end of the first episode, but I think I think that's way more interesting than everything that they tried to do with Star Wars before then.
Well, first off, I disagree with that and saying, but I can understand where you're coming from. But at the end of the day, right? Man, Revenge of the Sith is Revenge of the Sith, bro. That is
I love Revenge of the Sith.
Second best Star Wars movie of all times, bro. Facts.
Sure, yeah, easily. I'm not gonna argue with you there.
And another thing too. No, but Mandalorian 2 is kind of hard to compare as well because it's a series. So you have a longer period to get those developments in and over, right?
You have the benefit of having the world already been set up in other movies. Mm-hmm. That's why I'm not saying I'll take Mando without anything else. Mandalorian absolutely benefits from the fact that it had good movies in the OT and interesting world set up in the prequels.
Great movies.
Interesting world set up in the prequels to build off of. That's what Mandalorian did really good. Was it said it does exist in this world. It's a separate thing, and it's super dope on its own. It's really really good.
Masterpiece movies.
Sure.
The originals and prequels are masterpieces.
Not the prequels. Not the prequels. You have to stop that.
But Attack of the Clones, I think that first half drags down with so much talking.
It does.
I feel like it would be a better movie without so much talking. Like I accidentally fell asleep as a 8th grader watching those scenes. Like I'm like, guys,
there's more talking in that than Black Widow, man.
Yeah, that's true. And
that's how you do it. That's how you do it.
Black Widow.
Yeah, it's a callback to something from before.
Attack of the Clones is like Attack of the Clones can call back to Nick. Hey, Nick, hold my beer. We're gonna talk even more. And you know what? They got me.
It's such a crazy juxtaposition with the end, which is just straight up action, like just battle, which is, it's like you have a whole bunch of
That's-
talking in the beginning, and you have a whole bunch of action.
It's on balance.
I like the action.
But that's what makes the movie for me, right? Sam Jackson come in, about this party's over. It's like, all right, this shit is on, you know.
When Jackson got involved, dude, game over.
Yeah, I don't even like the look on your face. I think I'm going to give you a Phantom Zone just for the look on your face, bro. Because that look is like, nah, I don't think so.
Absolutely.
I'm not
I absolutely
feeling
love
that.
Mace. I absolutely love Mace Windu, but like that big Coliseum fight thing that they did, they did a lot of like over shots. I was like, I can't. How am I enjoying this? How am I supposed to get me down there? I want to be down there with them, watching them.
The only issue I had with that fight scene was the sand part. I did not like the sand covering the whole screen, and it looks like, you know, when they're shooting the blasters inside. I did not like that.
There's a lot
I think
of
meant to say that shit with what's his face, like sand gets in your crack of your ass or whatever he's trying to say there.
Oh yeah, but that dialogue is cringy. That dialogue is cringy.
Oh, okay,
you know, where he's talking about sand. I don't like sand.
There's a whole section of like the first of the Phantom Menace that doesn't need to be there. There's an entire like 40 minutes of movie that they can just not have.
I agree.
Everything Jar Jar, unless Jar Jar is secretly Darth Jar Jar and he's secretly running the whole shit, we don't need that guy at all, including him, Qui-Gon, and Obi-Wan going to fucking his little underwater. Like all of that shit was just, bro. Come on, I'm not
necessary to the plot. It was necessary.
They forced it. They forced it.
I'll take Jar Jar
because George Lucas can't fucking make a. That's disrespectful. I don't understand.
I agree with you 100%.
I hate this sequel very much. But let's not like Rey was very compelling in The Force Awakens, bro. She was a very interesting character in The Force Awakens, man. We can't just like you guys are nuts, man. I can't even understand this.
She was a spoon-fed character who had. She was Luke's they plagiarized her character and say, okay, we're gonna give you gender swap Luke, except she'll have absolutely no hero's journey. She will just have always had her powers, and she's just gonna be awesome at this right away. Because
I feel like I think that's revisionist history. I think you watched Last Jedi and it said The Force Awakens is also trash now because they didn't do anything with like that's what I think. Because when we first met her, she doesn't really.
I like it a lot.
Really,
it's an incredible film. It's amazing, bro. Like, does it have problems? Yes, it has problems. It's not perfect. It's not a masterpiece like the OTs, which are. Come on,
And guys, I gotta admit something. I haven't seen the prequels since I was in high school, which was a long, long time ago. Like I remember going to the theater to see them. I never rewatched them. I never thought, like, you know what? I should rewatch Revenge of the Sith or Attack of the Clones.
Say why? Say why though? But tell them why. Tell them why.
I don't really care. But also, you already know I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan anyway. But I don't really want to watch it again.
Yeah.
Yellow just wants to say because they're not good movies.
I rewatched Empire and I rewatched.
Empire is number one of all time.
Excellent.
Empire is number one.
I definitely didn't rewatch the sequels either. I don't want to watch those either. The sequels, even the Force Awakens.
I'm definitely watching The Force Awakens for the rest of my life. I'm going to throw it on every once in a while. Absolutely, I think it's incredible, man. I think it's beautiful.
I think
it's really good.
Can't do it.
Yellow, man. Do you? No, I don't want to get into that, man. Time is important.
It's pretty.
It's the most valuable resource, man. Time it's valuable, brother. You know,
it's
I value my time. I don't want to watch it. And you know, I get it. It's not.
Well, first of all, it's not a New Hope plagiarized. It's a New Hope and Empire Strikes Back plagiarized. Absolutely, that's what they did. But like,
that's what we're leaving. That's even worse if it's both of those plagiarized.
I disagree. It was very good.
The Empire Strikes Back influence from
all of Kylo Ren, everything about Kylo Ren is basically it's homage to Vader from Empire.
That was Vader killing Obi-Wan, except with Kylo Ren killing Han Solo. That was their moment equivalent. Remember when Vader killed Obi-Wan? Yeah. And well, we all know Han Solo wanted to be done by the time Return of the Jedi did. So he came back for literally a paycheck. That's the only reason why.
Where would you rank the Bad Batch and all of this? And all this stuff.
That's a kid's show. That's a children's show.
Yeah.
That's a children's show.
One episode I watched, I looked like, oh, this is going to get really dark. I guess it didn't. I don't know.
Why did you think it was going to get dark?
I'm done. I'm just watching it
seemed
because
like
we're
the
doing a round
Empire,
table.
they were getting into that stuff, like the slaves. That they
It was a
had.
little bit. I think it
Looked
was.
like they
it
had
had some dark themes in it, but nothing that's
I
like
only seen one
not
episode.
children
literally.
stuff. Because Crosshair, they killed a bunch of innocent people, but like
Yeah, yeah.
it's off
Right. That was
screen,
it,
and
yeah,
it's
Crosshair.
just to establish that they're bad guys, and like
Oh,
it was
so it didn't-
interesting.
Okay.
I can see how it could be a good show. I would never say it's a bad show. It's just a children's show. And I'm just like, I don't need to watch this children's show. You know what I'm saying? I got other children's, like I watched The Dragon Prince on Netflix. I'm like, I have my quota for fucking children's television. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta give me a more interesting world.
I try to keep my daughter away from like if something looks like garbage, like Secret Life of Pets or whatever, and my daughter's like, oh, that look. I'm like, no, we're not watching that. Listen, I want to give you some ingrain this in you now while you're young. We'll watch something. We'll watch Raya. And we'll watch stuff like that.
Raya was
the
really
Lego
good.
movie. I took her to see. That was the first movie I took her to see. My daughter was the second Lego movie. Great movies.
See, you have a daughter, so I can
First
understand you going to see Raya. I ain't watching it. Not
Oh no,
interested.
Raya's
I
good,
watched it
bro.
with her.
Raya's good.
That's the only
Raya's
reason why I saw it. And it's good. It was worth it. I would recommend it to you, Alonzo, just to see it with
And
your
it's
kids. Are
funny
older, right?
too.
You don't
Yeah.
have, like, yeah.
Have you
Hey,
guys
take
seen
it with you
Soul?
anyway.
Soul was way better.
Didn't
Way-
see.
I like
it.
Soul.
I like
It's
I
a
Soul.
very
Soul.
different. It's a very different
Soul's
kind of
good.
movie, but
Oh, it's so good.
Soul was great. So there was a little bit of stuff in there that I don't like that they tend to do a lot, but it was a good movie. Yeah, absolutely.
I
The
was
music
gonna
fucking
take.
stuff was great.
I was gonna
The
take my daughter to
visual.
see Luca, and then she
That
was
was
like,
good.
"I already seen it." Well, she was like, "I already seen it. It's on free." I'm like, "Oh, it is."
Yeah, they put it on Disney
I had a
Plus.
whole plan. Oh my god, for
They
free!
didn't trust it. They didn't trust. Yeah, they didn't trust it.
Wow,
They should-
man!
they
I was
should have
gonna throw
trusted
some
it.
money at him, dude. I still might take her to see it.
Luca
So I
was
already
great.
saw it. Okay,
Luca
My
was
lady
great.
watched it. She liked it. I'm probably not gonna watch it.
I don't want
I
to.
saw
see
pieces
the
of it. I was like, yeah, that's cool. Sure.
Put this way, unlike which are all good. I do enjoy Inside Out. I do enjoy Soul. I do enjoy
Inside
Toy
Out
Story
was
3.
amazing.
Now, have you noticed? So a lot of these movies got a lot deeper and darker with the themes, which they're all still good.
Yeah.
Dare I say, amazing. However, this movie is probably the most uplifting Pixar we've had in many years. This one kind of goes in the other direction that Soul, Toy Story 3, Inside Out, where they got so deep, it got dark at times. This one is not dark at all. Luca is not
I mean, I
dark at
saw
all. It is a
pieces of it. It did
it's
look
a coming
like
of age. It's a coming of
it
age.
did look like that girl
lighthearted story.
was cock blocking the whole time, though. That's what it kind of felt like to me. Like these two young boys were clearly in love with each other, and this chick would just show up and kind of
I
ruin
didn't feel that the entire
and
movie.
would ruin the moments. I feel like I don't know, but I didn't really watch it. I just kind of saw pieces of it while she was watching it, and
I just saw it as a bromance. I saw a bromance between the two.
yeah. I mean, strong on the omance, I think, but
Yeah, we made a whole big deal because I actually, you know what? I actually liked Frozen. I prepared for Frozen 2, watching Frozen 1. I was like, you know what? That was a solid story. There was a good
Frozen was
little
great.
twist here and there. Oh, yeah. It's
Music was
good, really
incredible.
good. Music was incredible. So we went and we made this whole event, got our candy, got our drinks, all this stuff to see Frozen 2. And then, like, I'm just sitting there looking at my daughter, my 6-year-old daughter's reaction. I'm like, yeah, you're bored too, aren't you? You're sitting on your mom's lap and you want to play with the phone. Yeah, this is terrible, man. What did they do? They kind of just like, I hated Frozen 2. I thought
it was
the music
weird.
was trash.
It was weird.
I
Yeah,
thought the story
it
was
bad.
trash. I thought the
Well,
villain was bad.
Anna had a great song about depression that I really liked, but they had a lot of bad stuff in there. They didn't know what they were doing. They couldn't balance all the different characters they had for no reason. They introduced a bunch of new stuff. They tried to expand the world without actually letting us live in it. It was a mishandle, and they did not have a song like
I
"Let
was
It
like,
Go,"
well,
and they tried to, and it didn't work.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can replicate
Now-
that. I don't think you
No, you can't. But they tried to,
Well, they
and
couldn't.
it didn't
They
work.
can. They should have just not tried.
Exactly.
Who tried to?
Frozen 2, man. They tried to let
Sorry,
it go
sorry.
again, and it didn't work.
They tried. Yeah, that was not a wise move. They should just not went for it. They
And
should
then they
just.
had the emo version of it. I'm like, though, that band wasn't popping 5 years ago. Like, you're just late. You're clearly out of touch.
Still to this day, I can't get a straight answer out of my daughter because you know how little girls are, man. They love their Elsa and the Frozen. I'm like, Abby, listen to me, look at me. Did you really like that movie? Tell me. She's like, she doesn't. She like dances around it. She doesn't want to say, no, it was trash, John. Sorry, Daddy, it was trash.
What is wrong with you people, man? Force Awakens is not good.
It's good,
It's
bro.
not
It
good. You don't
is,
think it's
bro.
good?
It is. Like
No, you don't-
you're according from what I'm hearing, your main beef with is that they did all the stuff that you wanted them to do. That's what it sounds like. Your beef
No,
with it. Like
no.
What did
no,
them to do?
okay.
What did I want
They-
them to do?
First
You
off,
wanted them to bring you back to that OT. That's what you wanted, and that's what they gave you.
I didn't want a rehash
No.
of the OT, and
Well,
also
that's. I mean, I don't know.
when you fucking
when
take
you're
the
afraid
one
to
black
explore
man,
different themes, go ahead.
When
No.
you take the
See,
one
that's
black
not in the
man-
Force Awakens. Not in the Force Awakens.
bro,
Not
they
in
made
the
him a
Force Awakens.
janitor.
He started off as a janitor and then did other stuff. Like
But
that's
why the fuck does Star Wars need janitors?
Finn got
it's a
shafted.
giant ship full
Finn
of a
got
bunch of
shafted.
people. They obviously
That they-
have all.
That
Everybody
they have
has
robots
jobs.
to clean. They have robots to do that shit, bro. You see the
No,
fucking
no,
yes.
no.
Hold on. In the Last Jedi, right? There's a little thing. It looks like a ship that's coming down, and next thing you know, you see it's a fucking iron that's pressing the uniforms. So you're telling me if they have things that can do that shit, you don't have fucking robots that are cleaning the fucking
Like,
toilets and
it's
mopping
like-
the floor and shit?
I think it's like military, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Like it's just you got to do the grunt work. Every ship needs people to swab the deck. You feel what I'm saying? It's about discipline more
Finn
than
should have
anything
been
else.
in range,
And
'cause
people
they-
are dirty and they need to be cleaned.
They
The
ain't
problem
never
with
been-
Finn came later. The problem with Finn came later. In The Force
Nah.
Awakens, he was great.
Nah.
All right.
He
Yeah,
was
I mean,
still.
Last Jedi, that side quest with the casino shit, and then
All of that shit.
Oh,
Yeah, that was
All
horrible.
of that shit.
That was,
oh, that was
that
so
shit was trash.
bad.
And then Rose is like, "No, I'm not crashing your ship," and they all should have
Oh my
killed you.
God.
Bro.
You know what?
Like, what the fuck?
I think
Whoa,
if Finn would have
what?
died,
I don't know. The
If-
ships are they're sturdy stuff. You could bump into stuff. I don't know.
oh hell no, bro. The way
What?
that ship went off. But
They were-
my thing is, if they would have let Finn sacrifice himself and die at
Yeah,
that
that would
scene,
have been a
would
big
have been
deal.
more powerful. Would have
Way
been
better.
so much more better for me.
Yeah.
But I was like, because when he was going
Not to
for it, I was
say-
like,
nah.
oh yeah, okay, yes. I was like, I saw
It would have been
I'm like,
better,
Randy
I guess,
Quaid.
than
It would have
having
been Randy
Rose.
Quaid in Independence Day, man.
It would have been
like,
better than
"Ooh."
having Yeah, except that it's the black dude though, the one that you allowed after 17
right.
fucking movies.
And-
Like it's
and you're right. I get it. I said the same
to
thing
sacrifice
too. I said,
himself to save the Mary
that's-
Sue.
There's
Because at
one
this
cool
point,
black
because by this
guy-
point, she's the Mary Sue. It's not like
Yes.
in the Force Awakens where there was still hope. Like
No,
it's,
there's one
at
cool
this
black
point,
guy,
it's
but-
too late
but-
now.
yeah, but they weren't doing it to
Right,
save
sure.
Ray
To
though.
put
They weren't
Lando-
doing it to
Lando,
save Ray
Mace,
though.
and the Finn. There we
Yeah,
go.
nah, man, nah. This is the good one, bro.
Get one.
It's the good one.
But that would
yeah,
have been
but
cool.
Finn got
Self-sacrifice is
shafted.
cool.
No.
Self-sacrifice is cool as hell.
Finn is the last.
It could be. It could be.
it's
It could be
Lando,
cool as hell.
It's Mace, it's Lando, and then Finn.
Oh, I wasn't ranking them. I was just saying the three.
Oh no, I'm just saying you're ranking
No,
them.
yeah,
No,
no,
no, no, I
absolutely,
was just
yeah.
saying
But
the ones
I
that
think
are-
Finn had the most potential. I think Finn
He
was
did.
before because they absolutely ruined him, and everybody knows it. Disney knows it. Finn has talked about it. John Boyega's talked about it. They absolutely ruined where he could have gone. Son, it would have been great, but
Yeah, they teased him to be a Jedi and shit, and then next thing you
He
know,
should
he
have
was
been Ray's position. He should have been in
he
Ray's
would've-
position.
He could have
He
never
would
been
have
a
been way
Jedi.
better
Why?
than Ray. He would have been
Because
way
he's
more
too old.
likable than Ray. Who cares if he's too old? Obi-Wan was old.
and
He
Luke
When
was
was
old.
old?
No,
Luke
Obi-Wan
was
wasn't old when he started being a Jedi, bro. What are y'all
No,
talking?
but
Y'all don't
Luke
even pay
was.
attention to the own fucking movies that y'all.
I think
Right,
Luke
and there
was,
was
though.
concerns about
We
that,
were
wasn't there? There was
introduced
concerns
to
because he was too
Obi-Wan
old.
as an old man. That's how we were
Right, but he
introduced
had
to
a-
him, and we
but he had
loved him
been a
as
Jedi.
was.
But no, what I'm saying is to train as a Jedi, the stuff that they told y'all in the prequels that you love so dearly, but don't remember the lore from.
Oh, I never
like it's
said that.
when you're too
But okay.
old, it's fair. When you're too old, it's dangerous. Or blah blah blah. Right? He's not his
Yes.
father. You remember all that stuff? That was important.
Yes.
They had to
But-
do a whole
but-
thing in the swamp
but-
where he kills himself because he's too
But-
fucking old to be a Jedi.
Yes, but by the Force Awakens, the whole Jedi Council is done, right? So they could have still made him a
Yeah.
Force user. He may not have been
Yeah,
officially
yeah,
a
yeah.
Jedi,
He could-
but he could have been a Force
absolutely.
user.
He could have been
right?
trained in the Force and could have done some
Yes.
cool shit like what Dania did in Rogue One. I am
Yes.
fully in accord. I absolutely agree with you there. They could have absolutely done it way better. They fucked this character, and it's a great disservice. And I don't think that Star Wars will ever be able to bounce back from that. Except then, The Mandalorian was the greatest thing that Star Wars has ever made. So
And
We'll see
that'll
what
probably
happens
be
moving forward.
the
Since the-
peak of what
since
they
the
ever
prequels.
aspire to. That'll probably be the peak of what they aspire to. Because let's be real here, you can bet money on it now. Boba Fett will be a supporting character to Fennec Shan. Nothing against what's her name being
No.
Nguyen. She's all right. She's all right.
No. That's bias. That's your own. That's your. They hate men bias. That's all that is.
Call it man bias. That's fine. No offense taken.
No, it's they hate men. You assume that they all hate men, and I understand why you feel that way, but you're wrong. They're not going to.
I never said that about Ming No One. That's your words,
I'm talking about when they create, when they write these characters. All you've said all night is that they do the men a disservice in favor of the women. That's all you've said all night, right? Over and over. Right, sure. And I understand why you feel that way. That is not going to happen in the Book of Boba Fett. Just stop. That's ridiculous.
Are you sure about that, though?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes,
really
100%. Absolutely. Yes, I am 3,000% sure.
3,000%. So will you apologize to me if I'm right? I'll apologize to you if I'm wrong. I'll apologize to you if I'm wrong.
I don't know why I would have to apologize for being wrong. What do you mean?
I'm just saying if
would I admit that I'm wrong? Yes, I would absolutely admit that I'm wrong. Yes.
Okay, admit. Okay,
yeah,
admit.
Always.
Okay,
always.
And I would gladly do the same for you in return. Okay.
Yes, I'm not an unreasonable person.
Yeah,
I personally I'm personally in between, but I think it's going to be about Boba Fett.
I think he's
too,
Fett, bro.
I think he's too much of a fan favorite for them to write.
It's what Mandalorian was supposed to be from the beginning. They just didn't have the balls to do it.
Yeah,
they didn't know if it could work.
Involved? Do you think there'll be a pet creature involved or no?
A what?
A pet creature
involved that he's got to take care of or no? Do you think there will be one involved?
A pet creature?
You know,
like Yoda.
Had Grogu.
Like baby, like Grogu.
Creature. Wow. Okay.
Pet creature. Sorry, I had a bad. I was not a creature, whatever.
And I didn't even watch the show, but isn't Grogu have like more of like a usage, like not usage,
right? Because this is a thing too. This is a thing too, and there were a lot of episodes where the supporting character outshined Mando.
Fuck being cute. He literally like, no, I'm literally stopping your shit. Like I'm actually doing something.
Grogu was cute as fuck though. He was.
He also did stuff. Yes, he also did.
No, that's what I mean. He's not just like a MacGuffin. He's also
but most of the time he was cute. He was just cute more often than he was useful. It was weird because there were times where he should have been useful where he was just being cute.
That sounds like bad writing. Okay. It's like, wait, I seen a scene where this little Grogu stopped a ship or something, right, like that, didn't he? With the Force powers, like, can he just be like?
It was a big
one.
I mean, I guess you could say that. You can say that about all the Star Wars. I mean,
Grogu was more helpful in season 1. He was a lot more helpful in season 1. Mm-hmm. And he actually was like consistently helpful, like because first he had the episode where Mando's against that creature and he lifted the creature, and then he saved Grief Karga's life.
But then he's out for like 3 days. He lifted the creature and was asleep for like 3 days.
That's similar to
I like Grogu in that season. I like his character. I actually feel like, obviously we know why he was there for the marketing, but he actually was there of service to the story. He actually was serviceable. Yeah. I feel like he was more serviceable in that season than in season 2. Like he just needed to get to point B in season 2. But season 1, he was actually benefiting Mando's mission as far as needing, a little extra manpower. Grogu is very beneficial towards that. I feel like season 1 may have been more coherent as far as the flow of story. Season 2 just had better highs. It had better highs, but as far as the flow of the story, I feel like season 1 had better flow overall. 2 just had the better highs. It kind of reminded me of the Clone Wars. Clone Wars wasn't as consistent as Rebels, but Clone Wars had the better highs.
Do you guys think Mando's going to lose a step without Grogu in season 3?
You mean like how I think the Mando story is done. I know they tried to set stuff up with like the Mandalorian Civil War thing and the Darksaber, but I don't think people care about that shit at all. I think Grogu and Mando is the story. And now that Grogu is off with Luke, which was a terrible thing that they did. Why
I was going to ask about that.
Who did they ask to code Luke's face on a PS2?
That was
what
bad.
did they? What piece of equipment did they dust off to do that? But anyway, but aside from that, once they handed Grogu off to Luke, much better.
Well, again,
much better.
And I'm using my osmosis powers to have this discussion with you. I literally haven't seen the show, but to me, it still seems like a finality to have Luke there without even watching it or any context whatsoever. It seems like, this is the end, all right? Like,
Right. No, I'm confident that it was done.
Cliffhangers that may or may not have happened after that, but
when it first happened, and they said, and then they gave us a teaser of Book of Boba Fett. whatever. I was like, ooh, that's definitely a subtitle. Mandalorian season 3 will be Book of Boba Fett. And then they came out with the Disney investor call and was like, no, we're doing Mandalorian season 3, but it's going to be later. Next year, we're giving you Book of Boba Fett. I was like, okay, so that tells me clearly season 3 was going to be Book of Boba Fett, but then they kind of backed out of it and they got scared because that's what Disney does. You feel what I'm saying?
Is that a book? Is that a literal book that was like?
That's what they call it, the Book of Boba Fett.
Oh,
That's
but it's
all,
not like one of those books that are fucking.
No, it's
No,
just,
no,
it's just
I
going
would
to be his
imagine not.
story.
I would imagine
Yeah,
not.
it's just going to be his story, you know.
This
like,
is about him
okay.
coming back after the Mandalorian thing and becoming the king of whatever criminal on the stupid
Crimson
planet.
Dawn. Yeah,
You guys
yeah.
were,
He goes to Jabba's planet and basically takes over. So he's going to be running the planet or some shit over there.
Right.
I never finished that game either. The Jedi Order. I played a little bit of it though. I was like, it's pretty good. Maybe they could do something with that. Kind of
Fallen Order.
Fallen Order, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a
I
good
must say, I agree with Yellow. I don't see the Mandalorian story, the need for it to continue. Whether they actually pursue it or not is
It's a
anyone's
perfect
guess.
close.
But
It's
as
a perfect
far
finish.
as it closing, yeah, I feel like that felt like a series finale. Not a season finale, but I felt like a series finale. It felt like that. Like, it would be very weird and awkward for them to continue. I feel like that'd be, because that was the reason the show existed, for that story. It was really the reason for it to exist, and now you got from point A to point B. You had a lot of detours involved, and you finally got your way home to the destination. I don't see why. Like, I can see why if they entertain season 2 or 3, even though this is a premature decision. But I can already at least see why they would entertain it for Boba Fett. But for the Mandalorian, I don't see that. Why?
I think what they're gonna do is they're gonna focus more on Mandalore lore now.
The planet.
You know what I mean? Yeah, the planet and the dark saber and all that.
And
shit,
I'm interested in that. I'm interested in seeing the Mandalorian Civil War thing. I'm interested in seeing Giancarlo Esposito's villain come back. I fucking love that guy.
Yeah,
I love
it's great.
Giancarlo Esposito every time he does something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Fam, every single time.
My
Bugging
favorite
out
show
since
of all
bugging
time,
out.
dude. Oh yeah, of course those. Breaking Bad, man. Gus Fring is one of the best villains ever made. So.
Incredible.
And for the boys, I actually think he may or may not be the reincarnation of Vought, but that's all another story. He's great in that too, the boys.
He was good in the boys too. Yeah,
He
absolutely.
was great in the boys. He was. I agree wholeheartedly. That guy's just awesome all around.
Most of everything he does.
Man, even if he was hypothetically in something that sucked, he would still shine in that. On his
I might even play Far Cry 6 just because of him. I never played.
Fam,
That's
he
a
was
good
in-
reason.
He was in Once Upon a Time. He played a mirror in Once Upon a Time, and I loved it. And then, of course, he was the genie, but I loved it. I was like, yo, this guy's incredible. There you go.
Yeah, he's amazing.
He played a mirror. I don't know if you guys
And
recognize
what?
what I'm saying. A handheld mirror in Once Upon a Time. Did none of you watch Once Upon a Time? None of y'all got girlfriends that you love? All right, cool.
Well, I got a girlfriend I love. She's
girlfriends, I don't love them now.
She's more of a Total Recall type. She's more of a Total Recall
Wait, but
type.
Once Upon a Time sounds like a blanket thing. Like there's been probably a billion Once Upon Times, like King Arthur, Robin Hood.
That's what I'm saying, because there's
Then they
Once
keep
Upon a Time in
fucking playing over
China.
and
There's
over.
Once Upon a Time in America.
No. I was
Once
talking
Upon a Mexico.
That sounds
Once
like
Upon a
Magic
Time,
Mirror
yeah.
shit. Yeah, wasn't that one? Is that the
You're
show?
talking about some animated Once Upon
The
a Time
series,
shit,
bro.
right?
Nah, yo, live action series on ABC fucking Family or ABC, and they did the whole Disney princess stories, but like
hell no.
just a bunch of listen, hear me out. It's incredible, fam. Go check it out. I'm telling you, they fucking Robin Hood, Pinocchio, Peter Pan, like a whole bunch of just wild shit. It's incredible, fam. Check it out. I'm telling you, bro. Snow White, Prince
I definitely will,
Charming,
man. But thank you for
the Wicked Witch, bro. Yo, you could watch that with your daughters, son. You could watch that with your baby. I'm telling you, bro, it's incredible,
For
man.
the
It's
6-year-old,
incredible.
that sounds like wasn't that like a live action? I thought it was like Charmed. Basically, that's the vibe that I got. Like a seasonal.
It's
procedural type thing.
charmed-ish, but it's not.
Okay.
It's super
Bro,
sanitary. It's not.
There's literally
it's not.
things I never want to
Charmed
see
was
ever
way.
again. There's like
It's
certain
not-
movies. Here they go. King Arthur, Robin Hood, fucking what's another one that I don't want to see? Beowulf. I don't want to see Hansel and Gretel. Even though I like the Gretel and Hansel, I don't want to see it again. None of these specific fairy tales. That they
Yeah,
just
this
made,
isn't.
like,
This isn't. This
every-
ain't got nothing to do with that. This ain't got nothing to do with any
Well,
of
it
those
sounds
things
like
you
you
said.
said. No, but it sounds like a lot of those things, like you said. Who'd you say Peter Pan was in there?
Peter Pan, yeah, Peter Pan. It's like
fucking-
like
I'm looking-
the
looking at some
world of Peter
pictures.
Pan, and Peter Pan is a character in it, but it's a very different. Did you ever watch the Grimm? Did you ever watch Grimm?
No, that's what I was gonna say too. Grimm. That's what it sounds like too, like that type of shit.
Yeah, it's kind of like Grimm, but like
Or Supernatural.
for
Supernatural
families.
also the same
I never
shit.
watched Supernatural. I don't know. I
Okay.
don't know. But it is that type of shit. It is that type of
Yeah.
shit. It's fun, bro. Check it out. Guilty pleasure.
Well, I'm looking at some pictures now, and I'm just like, yeah, it doesn't look that bad, but I'd probably skip
I
it.
wanted to bring something up before
Listen,
I forget.
if you're still watching The Flash, turn it off and go watch Once Upon a Time. I'm telling you, man, it's great, bro.
Really?
Those first few seasons, like the first 5 seasons, fam, it's incredible, man. It's a lot of fun, yo. It's a lot of fun. I'm telling you, bro.
Something I wanted to bring up. I know it's like completely off topic though, so it's gonna
And
be,
The Boys
it's
is
gonna
fire.
be very jarring. Oh yeah, Boys.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little jarring. Were you fans of the movie Don't Breathe?
Did not see it.
I didn't like
it.
You didn't like it, dude. I just saw the trailer for Don't Breathe 2.
For the second
I
one,
want
yeah.
to put it out. Yo, dude, it's a crazy twist on it. They make Stephen Lang a good guy in this.
Yeah.
I don't know if you think
Really?
He's the
on.
action hero now.
dude.
He's the action. He's
And
the
you
action hero.
mentioned Man of Fire
He's saving
before.
the little girl or something.
He's
Yeah,
saving the
yeah.
little girl. It kind of seems like that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm into it. When I saw that,
Damn,
that was the
shit
one
looks
trailer I was
stupid.
freaking out.
Yeah,
What?
facts.
It's one of those things.
Facts.
It's one of those things where they take this weird, like, kind of niche horror thing, which is really cool, and then they turn it into a fucking action movie. It's the same thing
you
that they're
liked
doing with
Quiet
Halloween.
Place. You didn't like Don't Breathe because those are very similar. One can't.
No,
Which
I
one?
liked Don't Breathe.
Right. Well, this has
I
the
liked
same
it
kind
enough.
of
I didn't
rules.
like it anywhere near as much as I liked The Quiet Place. Like,
I'll
The
give you
Quiet
that.
Place was
Fair
absolutely
enough.
amazing, but
Still very,
like,
very good though. Don't Breathe.
it's
All right.
it's
Well,
it's fine. But the
And
second one
based
looks
Well,
Stupid.
I've also been
This
seeing all
looks-
these
let's check
whack-ass
it out.
trailers, so it's like refreshing to me. I saw that stupid M. Night trailer. I saw that Night House trailer.
it's so like now he's just a superhero. It's like watching. It's like somebody took Blind Fury seriously. Now this is what it looks like to me. Oh, nobody knows what Blind Fury is. All right, that's cool. I get it.
No.
That's not Zatoichi, right? No, it's
We'll make it
Zatoichi.
next time.
It's the make fun of them. It's the make fun of the
Oh, make
Zatoichi
fun of
films.
Zatoichi?
It's
Oh.
the 80s one with the white dude. He was blind and he like I forgot what his name
Blind
was.
Fury? No,
Blind
I was thinking
Fury,
about
man.
I was thinking about Kung Fury for a second. That shit is hilarious too. I like
Oh, and Sam Raimi?
Yeah.
Sam Raimi did this?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, it might actually be worth a look.
I think Stephen Lang, getting to see him be the protagonist now is going to be very interesting to me. I think that's what's selling it to me, where it's like I've seen him be a villain for so long.
It's this is like the Styx raising fucking Matt Murdock prequel series.
Yeah, I'm not.
Also, this trailer isn't very good at like selling to people who haven't seen the first one.
I think that's why I like subconsciously asked. I'm like, did you see the
Yeah.
first Don't Breathe?
Yeah,
Because if you didn't, you probably have no context.
I don't know who
yeah, because you don't know that he's basically a superhero, right? And then this show is like, no, he's a superhero. It's not like in the first movie he's kind of a superhero, but in this one he's
Yeah.
like,
Well, he's a super villain.
sure. What I mean is like superpower.
You know what I mean?
you
Like
know?
that's
and he
what
wasn't really a villain. They had no business in his house.
Yeah, I agree.
I never was like, I never was like, he's the bad guy. I'm like, what the fuck are y'all doing here?
Yeah.
Get out of there! What are you doing?
Well, it's like a reverse Panic Room, and actually, a lot of it, they kind of like
Yeah.
stole from Panic Room. No, you're right. I mean, but he did, you know, bull rape and the rest.
Yeah.
The movie I want to see, and I seen it on my little thing over here, was Escape Room 2.
No.
I
Way.
like
used
the
to-
first
nah.
Escape Room.
I didn't watch it. I don't know anything. I don't even remember trailers for it.
Oh no.
Was it horror? I don't really fuck with horrors like that.
No, I wouldn't say it's horror.
It's almost like YA type shit. It's almost like
Escape room.
Yeah.
Escape room.
Huh.
Seems like it's for like Maze Runner, but not
I don't know about you, but that trailer didn't do nothing for me, man.
Oh, I'm excited! I can't wait! Man. I'm excited for it. I guess it's because I've seen all these lame ass trailers. I've been seeing the fucking M Night trailer. I saw the Green Knight trailer. I saw the fucking Lighthouse trailer.
Nah, Green Knight looks good. What are you mad about Green Knight?
That looks like fucking King Arthur, man. Just from a different. Not even from.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely the medieval bullshit. Yes, absolutely. No, it absolutely is. But it looks way more. This is the movie that the Blind 2 reminds me of. Just so you can see. This is what I see when I watch this Blind 2 trailer. This is what I see.
Like, they make fun of Kung Fu movies. Kung Pao, Legend of the Fist. That's
Kung Pao's
oh my god, yeah,
absolutely.
Chosen one
is quick as a snake.
Oh, that's
strong as a bull. Not to mention blind as a
blind.
Nice doggy.
What's your problem? You blind? Yeah. Holy
oh, Rucker Howard.
Yeah, him, Rucker Howard.
Yeah.
But his timing was.
I like Hobo with a Shotgun. That's one of my favorites too. With Rucker Howard.
Well, this is the movie trailer we just watched, though. So
yeah, for real though, eh?
Yeah, but like, nah.
But they took it seriously. They were very serious.
Yeah,
they were very serious. Yes, true.
Father needs his help. Now, if you want to keep them that way, unreasonable men make life.
I would actually watch this before I watched Fast.
Yeah, this is my shit when I was little, bro. This was every time this shit came on the WB, I was tuned in, bro. USA.
What?
I also do circumcision.
Circumcision?
Circumcision. Wow.
That's what I just saw. So, just so you know.
Wow.
Bro, I 100% don't blame you because that looks a lot better than the trailer I showed. That's for damn sure.
I don't know, man. I mean, it's as good as Don't Breathe, the first one, or even better. You know,
but now you want to take the well, and like Yellow said, he wasn't really a bad guy, but I mean,
they ain't had no business in that man's house.
No, but he tried to fuck them kids up, though, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, he did.
So,
he fucked most of them.
Yeah, exactly, most of them. Right. So I don't know, man. For me, I just like, man, if it comes up, it'll comes up, man. But we almost hit the 2-hour mark, guys. So 3-hour mark, actually. So we gonna close this one up, man.
Yeah, definitely, man.
It was definitely a great stream. I appreciate all you guys come on. We're gonna do this again for sure. But we're gonna go around the panel so you guys can talk about your channels. Yellow does it. Tell them about your channel, sir.
Salute, fam. I appreciate you having me on, so you already know what it is, man. My name is Yellow Does It. You can find me over there at Yellow Does It, right here on YouTube, getting busy. You feel what I'm saying? At least once a week with the gang. And you can also find me 5 times a week over there with Lunga on the Gray Council, fam, where we get into all the nerdy news and everything else that y'all like to talk about, movies and stuff like that. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's. Follow me on social medias, you feel what I'm saying? Instagram, Yellow Does It, Twitter, Yellow Does It, and $ Yellow Does It on Cash App. Hit your mans up, man. Go ahead and donate to the cause, you feel what I'm saying? This creating content stuff is not easy, and I appreciate any gifts you may be able to provide for your mans, you feel me?
At all. You know how long it took me to do them 3 fucking videos I did, man? Right? And
yeah,
I like streaming. Yeah. I like streaming a lot more than anything, but the videos are just like, oh my god. Videos are painstaking, bro. Go ahead, Josh. Talk to the people.
I'm getting into my editing stuff too, man. Check me out, Movie Aficionados on Facebook. If you guys are on there, Nick Weiser Yellow. I don't know if you guys still fuck with Facebook, but my group, we got 6,000, over 6,000 members.
Holy shit.
You can post your stuff in there, post your content. Movie Aficionados on YouTube. I'm doing big things, man, and there's some cool content stuff up there already. videos, everything. And
I have 6,000 fucking members in your group, but we don't got like
I'm working on it,
5,000
man.
people watching.
I know. Hey, I put a post up there, so
Appreciate
I'm
it.
trying to get, and people were in there to get. They want to get together, so we'll talk about that too backstage. Yeah, man, and see you every Wednesday. That's it.
Absolutely. 32 flavors. Talk to the people, sir.
All right. Hello, people. I'm on YouTube at 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser. I'm on the socials that are mine's, Twitter and Instagram at Nick Weiser. Let's see. I got a awesome panel I've been doing over the summer called Toxic Tuesday. And so I get a bunch of toxic males and we talk a classic 80s or 90s action movie. And this coming Tuesday night, we're going to be talking Lethal Weapon.
Nice.
So come join me and a bunch of toxic males and let's talk up Lethal Weapon. It's going to be a magical time.
Hey, when you have Bloodsport, definitely have me on for that one, man.
Okay. Hey,
if you missed it, if you didn't
find me on the socials and I'd be glad to have you on for Bloodsport because there will be a Bloodsport panel. There will be a Bloodsport panel.
One of my
So
favorites
good.
of all time, man. Yeah.
We had last week, we did Tango and Cash last week. And then before that, we did Roadhouse as well. We did Roadhouse the week before. And then the week before that, we did The Running Man. So we've been knocking it out.
Tango and Cash is a great movie, but Black Widow gets a 6.
Yes, straight up Tango and Cash is Tango and Cash. It's an 8.2 on a 10.
Yeah, Tango and Cash is way better than Black Widow.
Way better.
I think Roadhouse is. I give Roadhouse more.
I give Roadhouse like an 8.5. Yeah, I give Roadhouse 8.5.
What's the bad guy's name in Tango and Cash?
Oh, the oldie. Yeah, the oldie locks, and then he had the Asian dude who was with him, and then he had the other old dude with him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yo, the Bloodsport, you know the villain of Bloodsport. Charlie.
No.
Charlie.
So, hold on. You have to remind me, I'm not talking about Street Fighter. See, I remember dialogue from Tango Cash better than I remember from Black Widow.
Which Street Fighter?
You spent 30 years watching it. That means nothing. That literally means nothing.
I needed one view to remember the dialogue. One viewing.
That's not even how memory works. And there's no way to substantiate that claim.
Works. It's
You're
called
just
having
saying
best
stuff.
memory.
Right.
You don't live in my brain.
Sure.
I'm just.
I'll say this: Running Man, Bloodsport.
Yeah, Running Man. Yeah.
Oh, I love Running Man.
Me too. I love the Running Man. I love it.
Hey, Lighthead. Hey,
Arena. That's a classic too, man.
Oh, I didn't see Arena.
Oh,
didn't see Arena.
Which is the
Arena?
Which is the one that? Go ahead.
No,
No. Who's it? What's Arena?
Arena is the one where they fight in an arena. It's just like one man fights like aliens and stuff, and it's a battle to the death. It's kind of like how like the Shang-Chi. Nobody.
Then I don't want to see it.
I don't remember that at all. Yeah, not from that time.
No, Arena's worth watching, man. No, you should check it out. What were you saying? What was the one? What, Yellow?
Said that about F9. Which Schwarzenegger movie is the one where he had the light-skinned sidekick? And she shot the big, like, 4-missile gun or whatever it was. Or did she have a bazooka? Commando,
yeah,
bro. Commando, son. Commando or Black Widow?
Commando, bro.
Do you see what I'm saying, though? But do you see what I'm saying? There's so much character. There's no character in Commando, bro. There's nothing there.
It's a more entertaining movie.
At least in Last Action Hero, they're making fun of the bullshit. And you're like, yeah, of course. No, I love all of those movies. Ha, ha, ha. This is great. Look, he used one tiny little napkin to clean tar off of him.
I know.
It's genius.
Last Action Hero was bad, though.
I
like Last Action Hero. Actually, no, I like Last Action Hero. I like Last Action Hero.
I don't understand. I can't understand. That's fine. It's okay.
Last Action
I don't know
Hero
how gravity works.
Yellow.
I don't understand the movie.
People's opinions, like, they vary from movie to movie.
Yeah, Last Action Hero gets a pass.
How I feel about
what does that mean? What you're saying is the standards that you use to form your opinion varies from movie to movie.
Based on, it could, based on what the movie is, yeah.
No, that's what you're saying. That's what you're describing. That's what you're, isn't that? It's not that their opinion obviously your opinion varies from movie to movie. That's how opinions work. But the standard that you use to formulate your opinion, that's all. Yeah, I'm clarifying what you're saying. That's what you're saying. Yes, I understand that.
Oh, both.
The problem is that it's just arbitrary bullshit, though, because we're just like, the action's not good in Black Widow. The action's actually really good in Black Widow. It's just not the raid. You know what I mean? And then it's like, she fell and cracked all her. She should have died from the fall. But they can Tarzan a car, and we don't have any.
Action wasn't good. I was saying the action wasn't good because of the shaky cam and the editing was.
Natasha deserved a better send off. She
and
deserved better.
And I'll say this, man. Yeah. Like I said many times, the fucking Fast and the Furious shit was fucking unbelievable, bro. They went to space. I was like, I'm done.
Did they really?
I'm like, I am done. Yes, they went to space. I'm like,
I kind of want to see that now because of that.
You guys always say that about me. You're like, oh, you like F9? Yeah, I like it. I enjoyed it. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. It's not.
So F9 was better than. F9 was better than Black Widow?
He very clearly feels that way.
F9. No, I don't even know if it's better. I would just rather watch it and enjoy it than watch Black Widow. I'm not going to say one's better. I don't know.
I could see that. You don't like it more, but you just find that you get more entertainment out of it than Black Widow. Right. You don't think you like it more. You just.
I'd rather watch Superbad than Black Widow too, but that has nothing. You know what I mean? Because
really
doesn't mean that. Yeah, I mean, really.
Listen, Black Widow isn't as bad as you say it is, though. It's not a great movie, but it's not as bad as you say it is. Like it's in the middle of the pack. I put it in the middle of the pack.
Same. 6 out of 10. I like the action. If it's fitting for the character. Is there an overabundance of CGI? Yeah, but at the same time, there's no. I don't know if there's any real way a human being can pull many of those things off in real life. If they can, then I want to see it happen because that'd be badass.
I don't know.
So I don't hold it against her.
Like overabundance of CGI. I mean, it looks really good. There's only a few moments where the CGI is like, oh, that's clearly computer human, and they're for very short moments, just to get from like when Natasha's falling down the thing. That last fall is clearly a computer generated body, right? Or the same thing with but it's like half a second of what I mean. And the same thing with Taskmaster. There's one scene where it's like half a second where they're doing the. But everything else is like, I don't know, the.
And I will say this: you bring up a lot of good points, but it's not going to change my enjoyment or lack thereof of the film, no matter what. That's just something.
I think if you watch it again, you will actually change how you feel about it. I absolutely think so. Yeah.
Yep. You think so? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? You're gonna watch it again, Josh?
No, I'm definitely not going to watch it again. I'm shocked that he came to that hypothesis.
Yeah.
What if you could watch it again for free?
I might like it less. I basically did watch it for free. I have the A-list membership, so it doesn't. There's nothing else out there that I haven't seen in the theater, so there's nothing else I could see.
Yeah, but I mean, if you didn't have to give up your points or anything, you could watch it for free. Would you watch it again?
No, that's what I was saying to you, is that basically it doesn't matter if I watch it again because I'm not going to use up all my points. And
that's what I said. That's what I said. If you don't, no, that's what I'm saying. If you don't have to use your points, like let's say someone gave you an opportunity to watch it where you didn't have to use up no points or nothing, would you watch it again? No.
I'd rather use my time more wisely, like streaming with you three fine gentlemen.
Thank you.
Much appreciated.
Thank you. Thank you.
So with that being said, we will close it up. Enough respect to everybody that came in here and showed their love. It was fun, guys. Andrew came in right at the end, but we are closing it up. Go watch the replay.
Hello and goodbye, Andrew.
Goodbye.
Yo, $ Yellow does it, fam, and I'll trash Black Widow for a week.
Ooh.
Let me have this morning. I just got something that I need.